Beebaloo. Greetings. Was just quickly posting the socials, getting stream up, getting ready for some spicy times. We got actually, I mean, it depends on what we want to talk about. We got a lot that we could talk about, because I just kind of realized we could talk about, I'll write down a note, so that way, I'll think about talking about that maybe in a bit. But we got a fair few things to go over. I want to do I was originally going to save one of Monta Sensei's videos that I had holding up, which was Japan is finally fed up with anime identity obsessed fans. But then I kind of want to go over his Stellar Blade one, because I was kind of like, I saw that and I was like, all right, you know, I like reacting to Monta Sensei's content, though I don't react to all of it. I do watch some of it off stream. But we might watch both. One's 12 minutes, one's 10 minutes. I do. It's funny because I was watching a stream and I found another channel that makes the most slop content. It is like pure tourism. And there's like a couple videos, and there's one that he's made on a particular anime that I've really been enjoying this season called Girls Can't Be Kind to Otakus. And he's made a video called This Anime Was Made for Losers. And I'm just like, ooh, those are fighting words. Those are fighting words. So there's a fair few things we could talk about this stream. I mean, of course, we'll do a final touch up conversation over the whole Stellar Blade drama, and then we'll kind of move on from that. Have you heard about the Stellar Blade is coming to the Switch too? Yes. Not Stellar Blade 2. Yeah, Stellar Blade, the first one. Yeah, it's coming to the Switch too. Let me just put some beats on. There we go. Now, I'm just gonna pull up. We'll do some summons. Sorry you're late. It just started. We'll do some Stellar Blade summons while we wait for the chat to kind of come in, and then
get ready for max firepower.
Thank you, Neon, for that. And then we'll do some of the reaction stuff. So I thought I'd save my summons, because the new units came out. I was kind of like debating on Anise and all that, but I'm like, I'm not as interested in summoning for Anise. Like, I like Anise, but I don't really care for a summer outfit. I like a current one. So, let me just check. There we go. Fix that. Curious on how that social media ban's going. Oh, here in Australia, no one's noticed it really, because everyone bypasses it. It's like no one really either the social media company doesn't apply it, or it's really easy to bypass, because it's all just facial recognition, so you can just either fake a photo, or if you're old enough, yeah, it's really stupid, right? It's spreading. Yeah, it is. I hate the whole censorship kind of pushing and trying to get people off the internet. It's obvious that as time goes on, they're going to try and push digital ID as well. Everyone will use a VPN. Well, the thing is, they're trying to ban VPNs in some countries, right? The UK is trying to ban VPNs. Yeah. I mean, what I would love to do is I'd love to become like a multi-millionaire, right? Worth like tens of millions of dollars. I don't need to be like hundreds of millions of dollars, right? Just tens of millions of dollars in worth. And then I could just pay politicians I could like sponsor politicians, you know, like how in America they sponsor politicians. I could do that for Australia and make sure I protect the anime community with my vast influence and wealth. I'd do that, but I don't have tens of millions of dollars, so I can't do that. Do the funny dance. I only do the funny dance when I get the 7 bits. But yeah. Alright. Let's do some summons. Anyways, gotta go. My uni's tomorrow because I need new uniform. Okay. Thanks for dropping by, Candy. How much do I have to spend for you to never do 6-7 again? I mean, 67... I don't even know how much 67 jewels are worth. Like, maybe just less than $1. Let's do a summon. Oof. First one, it was a fail. Disappointing. Ah, we're going again.
Nicely done. Where to
No,
next?
it's not the character, but it's something else. But what is it?
If anyone tries to hurt you or our squad,
Okay, that's
I'll
pretty
wipe
good.
them out with my missiles.
That's
So,
pretty decent.
Armament check. I'll be part of your platoon.
$670. You know what? That's how much I will take to never do 6-7 again. We're just doing some summons before we start getting into the reactionary content. I did see the collaboration announcement. Yeah. You dual streaming? Not yet, but I do plan to start dual streaming at some point. I do want to potentially... I would like it if X actually got their streaming platform decent, and then I could stream over there. But... yeah. X isn't exactly great. Started watching Shield Hero. It's a good anime. It has its issues, but it's solid. Mainly because the anime doesn't do a great job at adapting the light novels. Alright. Oh! Yep, we got it. 40 poles and we got it.
Leave the fighting to me. I'll show them what for.
What? Who are you? What are you? Who are you? No! I got gypped.
Canadian.
I want my money back. Not that I put money in it, but I want my money back. Just create an anime currency, call it a Spiritu Bitcoin. I was gonna make a snarky remark about cryptocurrencies and content creators. We could call it the waifu coin. I feel like I'm getting gypped here. How many summons am I gonna do? Alright, one more. Just give me it. You know what? I'm now triggered. Okay, we got 2. And then we got her. There we go.
The Ark Rangers will always protect peace on the Ark. Armament check.
Pilgrim. Red Hood, please.
I said I would protect you, Commander, and I will.
I'll take her. Ah, we got the new unit. And it only cost me a bloody shit ton of gems. I feel shafted. A Spiritu Bitcoin lol, that would go for it then. Problem is there's always rug pulls. They always do rug pulls. That's the problem with those. We've done our summons. I feel triggered already. That disappointed me. I feel shafted. Took a lot of summons for very little reward. Alright. We'll go over on to Sensei's video. His coin is worth 6-7 cents. It sounds about right.
One thing.
We'll go on to Sensei's video first, and then I'll work out from there where we go, Riv. Because I did want to watch his other video as well. But we'll see. We'll see.
Thing I've always said is that Stellar Blade served as a turning point for the gaming industry, demonstrating that studios don't have to bend the knee, kiss the feet of activist narrative consultants whose only goal is destroy what you built, all for the sake of ideology. And the part of that ideology is that beautiful feminine women aren't allowed. The uglification of women must be practiced at all times, as if natural beauty is an original sin.
Ah! Oh, God! Oh, Jesus! Somebody open
That is pretty hideous.
the Ark of the Covenant?
And that's maybe why we have the new Jean Grey in the upcoming Wolverine game looking like a man in a wig, and Faye in the new God of War look.
I don't understand why they made her, like, she's a generally attractive, like, actor, because she played the role in Daredevil. So I don't know why they, like, take her, put her in a game, and then make her ugly. Like, why? I mean, imagine being the actress and being, like, all excited about being put in a big video game and then looking ugly. Like, that's how they see you. And it's clear that there's probably, like, a lot of animosity and spite that the women that made this, like, that were part of this game, that were like, yes, let's make her ugly. We're jealous. Age her up 10. Dude, she looks like she's bloody 90 years old. She's like one foot in the grave. Like, she looks young. That just is old. I've seen 50-year-olds that look better than that.
Looking like a tired middle-aged woman. So with the new Stellar Blade trailer, we have the same controversy again, stating that Eevee looks too young like a child. The same tired rhetoric they did with Eve in the first Stellar Blade. Same argument, different character.
Which is funny because, and I assume that Eevee will probably look slightly different from what the trailer is to the base game. I mean, you look at Eve from the initial announcement to the release, she does still somewhat look a little bit different, and that's just, again, game development. They'll tweak it, make it look however they feel like. I do also know they'll let you customize it as well, probably like with Eve and that, where you can change the hair and all the rest. I assume there'll be some customization. That redhead looks Eve's age.
With the usual types acting out the meme, trying to rewrite history as if the same brain-dead criticism wasn't applied to Eve. And I think the Western mind has been force-fed unattractive old women for so long that it's now considered radical to have a youthful, desirable attraction.
Looking forward to Stellar Blade Reign. Oh, same. I'm absolutely looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a phenomenally great game, and I mean, sure, like, tomboys aren't the top of my list as far as aesthetic looks go, but I think the game still looks really good, the character looks really cute. I don't see, and I think this game will sell great, right? There's a lot of claims that the game is going to sell poorly because, oh, it's not Eve and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, well, people said Stellar Blade wouldn't sell well, and Stellar Blade sold fine. Now people are saying that Stellar Blade 2 won't sell well because it doesn't have Eve. It's like, these people are idiots. People will buy a good game with a good story, with a good character. And clearly Evie is going to have some ties into Eve, right? So I think the game will do fine. I think it will sell great. I have faith in the developers. So, I mean, for God's sake, they made Nick A, right? We have Nick A. They made this gem. I think they know how to make good, solid characters and attractive ones at that, right? So I think the game will do just fine. I just want a physical copy of the game. I don't like digital, but sometimes I still have to get digital.
Attractive woman lead in a game, claiming that this level of beauty is unrealistic. Well, maybe here in the West, especially America, where body positivity has convinced a generation or more that being fat, overweight is healthy and attractive, which is one of the biggest.
I love the way Monta Sensei said that, because remember, Tony, you missed my summons. You missed my summons. I got the Power Ranger chick. It only took me 60 fucking summons, but I got it. I got it. I'm still triggered. I used a bunch of gems. I'm running out of gems. Now I'm gonna have to farm again. It's alright. But I do love the way... How's it going, Lisa? I do love the way Monta Sensei brings this up, because this is what I said in the other stream. Americans and Westerners have gotten too used to women looking ugly because of the fact that they're just used to just fast food, eating and drinking unhealthy, just living unhealthy, no good exercise. And you can tell, right? You can see, like, a lot of those people that were complaining, they don't exactly live healthy, right? And I think that's the biggest issue, is that a lot of these people, they're just like, again, I don't want to go into the whole last time of the stream, right? But it's a simple thing again. You treat your body good, your body will respond to it. It's like a car. I said that in the last one. You treat your car like shit, it's going to look like shit, it's going to run like shit. So I think the problem is a lot of Americans are just living on the fast food life, and that's not all. I think a lot of Americans are wisening up to it. But because it's like generational of bad eating habits and bad cultural habits, and Asians are very much built on not consuming as much takeaway. I think some of them still do, but nowhere near to that same degree. You can see they have the aesthetics to approach it, right? They've got a better beauty standard. They've had generations of just, I think genetically, I think as they've passed on their genetics, they've made sure they've kept it in better condition, right? They've improved it. Does that explain you? I know, I'm dashing, aren't I? Yeah, fabulous, yes, smashing, yes, Nigel Thornberg. But I just think it's as simple as that. History's gonna call out again. I think the same thing's going to happen, right? They'll call they're underage, and then as the game comes out, they'll flip over the whole narrative. It's why I just think Asmongold's whole stick, where he kind of just implied that, again, the community was the P word, I think that's just disappointed me, because now he's got his audience running around attacking everyone. So, have you watched Plus Size? I did watch a little bit of it, yeah.
Psyops in the world, where in the East, being fit, hygienic, taking care of yourself is the norm, versus
See? I think Monta Sensei watched a little bit of what I said, and I think he caught on. He's like, yeah, he's smart, Cookie. I mean, you're looking like shit, but hey, I'm glad you took it positive. I know you secretly love me, Tony.
over here where looking sloppy is common to see. It really does show the difference between modern Western devs and Eastern devs, where the standard for beautiful women characters are not even high, but just meeting a basic level of common sense, where you have memes of what Evie would look like if she...
I could say something right now, but I probably shouldn't.
You were made by...
I feel like that's like most leftists.
Western deaf. And for some reason, the topic of lolly has entered the conversation.
I don't even really get why the conversation of lolly ever entered it. I don't know where it was interjected or inserted, but it just derailed out of
Which
control.
I don't even know how that happened.
Yeah.
That doesn't look like a fucking adult. That looks like a kid. I'm Asian. My sister looks like that. She's 26. Yeah, it does. She could pass for 19. I don't think so, bro.
I love the way, again, someone still gave... I love the way someone gave an example of being like, hey, you know, my sister looks that young, blah, blah, blah. And he just shrugs it off. Because, again, he got emotionally driven from that. He got so emotionally worked up over that whole situation where he couldn't just admit that he was wrong. He's just like, you know what? Maybe I over-exaggerated. Maybe I went too far. You know what? My L, you know, I retract that. You know, I think about it more, blah, blah, blah. But instead, he just crashed out. He's just like, yep, nope, I'm going to crash out because I can't handle the fact that now I look stupid. I think he needs to take the shirt off. But to be honest, that wasn't his only L take in the last month. I think he's had a lot of L's recently. And I said in my last video, because I was talking about like the whole thing, and I said, you know, maybe he should stick to politics. And a bunch of people in my comments were like, actually, his digital ID take was pretty bad too. And I'm like, you know, remembering that was a pretty bad take. Asmongold doesn't have wrinkles. He must be a child. I can guarantee you that lighting is probably hiding a lot of the issues, like his imperfections in his face, right? I think lighting, depending on the lighting and the camera and everything, it will remove some of that stuff, right? I generally look, you know, a little bit more different. It's, again, cameras. You don't see everything. So it kind of changes the perception of what you see with lighting and everything. But I've seen better quality cameras in one of the podcasts, and he does kind of look much older in those cameras than he does in those streams. So I do feel like if you were to see him in real life, I think he'd look older. I do think that.
Bro, I don't. You defended Freerin, though? Because Freerin's not a lolly, you fucking retard.
But like any word today, it's misused or
The only reason why I hesitated on calling Freerin a lolly is just because the last time I called Hestia a lolly, I got attacked for it. So I was like, do I poke that beast and say Freerin is a lolly? Right? It's like, how much do I want to poke the bear kind of thing? Asmongold. Yeah, I mean, I get why. It's just, yeah. I sometimes think it... the only reason why I bring it up is because I always find it funny that a lot of female VTubers are like, oh my god, he's so young looking and handsome, and oh, I'd totally date him, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, what's the real reason why you'd date him? Oh, well, he's such a charming, nerdy guy. It's like, no. What's the real reason? No. No. He's got money. Yes. Okay. Every time a VTuber always does it, they always doing it as a grift, as a cry for attention, and it always comes back to, he's got a house, he's got money, and he's famous. That's why they want to date him. I'm just saying. And I've had this debate with VTubers in private conversations, the same ones that have sat there and blink said to me, oh no, I date him. And I go, okay, explain to me what's attractive about him. And they cannot ever explain what is attractive about him, because as soon as they go into like things like, oh, well, you know, he's a gamer. It's like, he doesn't really play as much games as you think he does. He used to play World of Warcraft. He didn't really play much gaming outside that. And he does a little bit now from time to time, but he's more political. He's just a political streamer now. So he's not really a gamer. He's not really an anime content creator. He's just a political streamer. It is the same with the effect with Hassan Pai. Exactly. Sure, Hassan isn't ugly looking, but what's appealing to him from other than pure looks and money and fame and a house? Nothing. He's a repulsive douchebag. He's not interesting to hold a conversation with. He's narcissistic. He's psychopathic. He allegedly zaps his dog, right? So it's like, who would want to date that? Asmongold would be cool if if he were a gamer. I think Asmongold would be cool to hang out if he was more into gaming and stuff. But Asmongold just feels like a political slop channel now, right? It's just generally he's just talking about the latest trend topic. I don't know, I just feel like he's the same as everything else. You're just mad because he's not interested in you? Yep, that's why, Tony. Because Asmongold won't date me, I'm jaded. I don't hate Asmongold. That's the thing. I don't hate him or anything. I know my chat last time was like really riled. They're like, no, you must hate. I don't hate the guy. I don't really get what's super appealing about him. Less political, more fun. I'd like to see the more fun aspect of Asmongold. Because when he does play games, he's generally pretty fun. But I think the only reason why people watch him is because of the political stuff. Because he says more and more and more and more. I think he says more and more and more outlandish things to try and get that attention, right? It's about the rage bait. And I think this was something that I said in my last video, is that my concern is now that he's isolated himself from his family, and because his family's passed away, I think he's alienating himself, and I think he's slowly spiraling out of control. And because there's no one there to keep him in check, I think he's inevitably going to end up saying and doing stuff, continue to do and say really dumb stuff. And I think he's going to end up burning a lot of bridges, upsetting a lot of his own community, and I think it's going to be a downward spiral. And just seeing content creators trying to gaslight and glaze him still is honestly hilarious to see. Because I'm paying attention to which ones do glaze him. I've seen how tall Spiritu. I can confirm he would be the bottom. I swear to God, boy. I swear to God, boy. I will knock those kneecaps down. If I'm a midget, so are you. You're just a slightly less midget. I don't even get how we're apparently short, Tony. Apparently, like, we're classified as short. I would say, like, we're average height, but I'm just, like, on the slider end. I don't understand, like, the whole height thing. He's extremely bad at politics. He should not listen to... not one bit. I didn't like his digital ID take. Even Elon Musk came out and disagreed with him on that. Yeah, the guy has no checks. No, he doesn't. Because now that he's... And again, I'm not trying to hate on him. I'm not trying to mock his death. But his mother and his father are passed away. It seems to be he doesn't have any close relatives. He's isolated himself from his friends. Not that I think most of his friends were particularly great people. Let's be honest here. I think he made a couple of bad choices in friends. But I think what's happening is he's become more and more isolated, so he's no longer being kept in check. He still hangs out with some friends, but I just think overall, I think he's going to slowly decline. And because what friends he does have, they're all content creators. They're all in the same ecosystem of content. And when your entire life is built on content, and your mind is always thinking about it, it does slowly warp you. Because it's the only thing you think about is what can you do to rage bait. I mean, you would naturally be in the bottom because you're in Australia. Don't make me stick emus on you, bro. I will stick some fucking emus on you, and they will conquer your country. Let them conquer. I swear to God, chat.
Over apply, deliberately having the terminology expanded for the sake of argument, where people truly believe Lolly is...
We are Shotos, apparently. Wait, if I'm a Shoto, then that means Pippi might like me. That's that VTuber chick. She's apparently into, like, Shotos. Might actually have a chance with a VTuber for once. Ooh. That's gonna get clipped and I'm gonna get a restraining order. Get him, bro. Apparently a lot of like nerdy chicks do like Shotos. I don't know. Am I a Shoto? What classifies as a Shoto?
is synonymous with...
Did anyone saw the new Nintendo Direct a couple of days ago? Yes, I did. You got a chance. I know, right? I got a chance. Yeah, the Nintendo Direct came out, and I went to inquire about the new Fire Emblem game, because apparently they don't have it on, they don't have the collector's edition yet. But I was talking to the guy, and he's like, oh yeah, what game are you looking forward to? And I was like, oh yeah, Ocarina of Time. And I was looking at it and all the rest, and I'm like, yeah, I've still got to get a Switch 2. And he's like, oh yeah, it's going to go up by $70 in a couple of months. So I bought it. So I got the Switch 2. Got a Switch 2. I haven't opened it yet, but I got a Switch 2. There's no games. I've got no games with it, but I do have Switch games. So I could play it on the Switch. But I've got a Switch. So, Spirited, there's a war between Blue Archive users and Steam Form mods. Please help cover it and spread the word. I've heard that there's a Blue Archive war going on because of Brandon, but I really don't want to talk about Brandon because I don't have anything pleasant to say about the dude. Saw you the other day in Monta's stream. Yeah, I hang out in different people's streams from time to time. But yeah, I got that. I wanna pre-order Fire Emblem game, but I also want to make sure I pre-order the new Zelda game as well, Ocarina of Time, because I will play that. I debated on trying to set up a system so I could maybe stream it. That would require me to maybe do some really fiddly stuff. I don't know if I really want to do that. Who's Brandon? Yeah, be glad you don't know who Brandon is. I wish I knew a spirit is. I don't even know my own height, bro. I get it measured like every time I go to the hospital and I still forget it. Let's go, Brent. I'm not his biggest fan. I'm not his biggest fan, and there's a reason why. There's a reason why. I've not had pleasant experiences with him. And I've tried to be really nice to Brandon. I really have. I've bent over backwards to be nice to that guy, and he just treated me like garbage, just for the sake of it. No, this isn't Brandon or anything. The Steam Forms mods are removing jokes as they are banning users, but keeping posts about maps, actual bad stuff, and trolls. Oh, that's messed up. See, now that sets a bad example for Blue Archive, right? Because if they're keeping the bad stuff up, but they're getting rid of the joke stuff, that's pretty messed up. I mean, I might have to look into it, but yeah. I think people just like knowing the heights, Tony, because I think people have this like measure. I'll be honest, I don't get the whole height thing. I don't get why people are so bent out of shape of being like, oh, I'm taller than you and I'm this height and I'm that height. But I'm like, I just don't care, really. Plus, I like shorter chicks, to be honest. Like again, it's not like I wouldn't date a chick that isn't short, but I do find short chicks cute, so. Personally, I think Brandon's is a good guy in the world where people exploit good people. I have a side with gatekeep. I want to think the best of Brandon. I just have not had any good experiences with him. He's very petty. He's very vindictive. He's, made promises to me that he's never fulfilled. Right? He's got his friends that constantly attack people. I just wish he'd stop being a snake, right? And just stop, trying to get his friends and all cliquey group together and go attack people. I get he doesn't like Chibi, right? And I understand why he doesn't like Chibi, but the way he goes about it, it's like, bro, you could be far more constructive, you could be far more intellectual about how you criticize people, but instead it just feels like his friends are, pushing him to be petty and childish. And I think maybe it's less that Brandon's the problem and more his friends are the problem. I'm confused who is Brandon. Brandon's an anti-tuber that does Blue Archive content. He used to be quite active on X or Twitter, but he got into a lot of drama because he was trying to police the Blue Archive lolly community and all the rest. And he also made some tweets taking a jab at Chibi. I do feel like some parts of his tweets were correct, right? There were some fair criticisms towards Brandon or Brandon. I feel like some of the criticisms towards Chibi were fair from Brandon, but at the same time, some of it was just petty, and it was just why bring it up? So I don't know. And it's an off-topic thing because of chat.
With PDF, which is nonsense. People going through mental gymnastics to paint anyone who's a fan of Eevee as such. When I saw Eevee, my first thought was, oh.
Don't be like Nux, never really considered other streamers as friends, as most of them are snakes. I mean, I don't see I mean, I see some streamers as friends, right? I see some of them on good terms, and I see some of them as friends, you know? But there are some that I do just see as neutral acquaintances, right? I just expect some type of professionalism when it comes to other content creators.
Oh, is Eve not going to be in this? I was looking forward to
Not to mention Konosuke started the whole Chibi Reviews drama. Can't remember that.
playing as her again. Then moments later, my second thought was, damn.
Damn. Nice ass.
With many saying she looks too
I guess we're enemies then? Apparently. I had a joke, I'm not gonna say, because you're just gonna give me shit.
young to be an adult. Maybe this is an example of Westerners truly living in a bubble, especially geographically, never leaving their hometown, let alone visiting the other side of the world, where most may be unaware that Asians, whether genetically or due to culture, look much more youthful even into their 30s and 40s, compared to other women across the world and demographics who are known to age much faster. I'm pretty sure Asians were known to carry umbrellas around historically to protect themselves from the sun, which is a major cause of aging. And I thought it was
That is true. I think... Don't bitch out now, bro. I was gonna say the makeup sex would be amazing, Tony. You're just gonna say, I know what you're gonna say. But yeah, I think, you know, the sun can be something that can definitely age you a lot quicker. Makes me wonder if maybe that's why I haven't aged as much. Maybe because I don't go outside as much. But then my mother went outside all the time. So I don't know. That feels like... It feels like... I don't know. It doesn't always apply. I do think, you know, protecting your skin is smart, right? He began... See, I know how to troll Tony. I know how to get a rise out of him.
commonly known that
A spiritual vampire? Potentially.
Asians just age differently, known for their youthful appearance. Let me say that again. Youthful, not childlike, but youthful. There is
See, yeah, that's the difference between the wording. Youthful, not childlike. Sunscreen. Yeah, I think sunscreen's important, but I also think just not, you know, deliberately burning your skin. I think that's one of the biggest problems is... I think a lot of people go out in the sun and they deliberately burn themselves in the worst way possible. But I think, yeah, sunscreen is important. I do think there's a lot of shitty sunscreen brands out there. Maybe there needs to be a better standard when it comes to sunscreen and protecting your skin, and maybe then you'd see a lot more youthfulness. But I still think, again, it comes down to not just taking care of your skin, stress, food, water, hygiene, sleep. All those factors, I think, all contribute.
a difference. With shout out to Angel for sending me an abundance of Asian models who favor Eevee and are well into their adulthood, all having a youthful appearance, petite because not every girl is voluptuous and has the double D's. Because as much as I do love the heavies, because yes, we love the heavies,
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
not every girl has them, which doesn't disqualify them from being attractive or yet which some stupidly believe being an adult.
I don't recommend American brands. I find a lot of American brands for different things are really not that good. I mean, you look at American food and stuff. I'm not hating on Americans, but some of your food is amazing and some of your food is disgusting. Like, particularly like a lot of the branded stuff, when I look at things like cereals and those kinds of things, like things that are linked all to that, it's like most of it's just like poison. It's like, oh, we've got dyes and chemicals in them. That's poisonous. It's like, why do you have so much poison in some of your foods? It's like, why do you go so overboard? Like, you can make good tasty food without poisoning yourself.
As well as other users pointing out the obvious, stating, nah, petite women gotta be some of the most oppressed people in the world because, believe it or not, women can be short.
It's true. Petite humans are the most oppressed. Youthful people are the most oppressed. I'm oppressed. I want reparations. I want a nice wife as my reparation. Loyal, cute, don't care who.
short and petite without
As long as she's cute and nice.
being a child. So I found out about the Stellar Blade contract.
What if sunscreen brand damage your skin? Yeah, that's the thing. You got to make sure you don't get a shit one. I also don't eat cereal. I don't either.
Controversy where people claim the main character looks like a child when in reality she looks like a Japanese or South Korean singer in her 20s or early 30s.
Duh.
And one thing I look for in creators and artists in current day is not being easily swayed by the mob, if anything doubling down no matter the backlash, and Stellar Blade or Shift Up has proven to do that. I want studios and creators I can trust to hold firm in their decisions that won't switch up the second I decide to put my support behind them. And Shift Up is a leading example in that, posting on their profile the best
American brands are overpriced in my opinion, and also why people drink sugar and oil like water in America. I do find, like I said, I do find some of like the drinks and foods over there can be very high in sugar contents. I mean, that's not to say over here we don't have that same problem. There's like a lot of energy drinks that I'm just like, bro, those things are shortening your lifespan just drinking them. I've seen people like drink like Red Bull and all that, or Monster and all that, and that stuff's just like high caffeine. Dude, I'd be bouncing off the walls. I'd be like Spider-Man, just rolling off the walls. I'd be that bloody buzzing. I mean, I already had a bloody soda problem with Coke and all that, but that kind of stuff, Jesus Christ, I'd probably have a stroke. They don't have chicken salt? Well, there you go. If Americans don't have chicken salt, well, then they suck. Chicken salt is the most greatest thing, right? I don't know if it was Australians or... I mean, I'm just going to say Australians came up with chicken salt because the UK don't know how to make fucking food either. Because, God, my God, chicken salt. If you're an American, go find chicken salt. Put it with your chips. Oh, my God, delicious. Ooh. I need to lay off the Monster. I've never drank a Monster. I just know a lot of people that do. And my God, does it like... I've heard some people that have drank like 3 Monsters and they're like, oh, they can hear their heartbeat. It's an SA thing. See, the best state again strikes again. South Australia makes chicken salt. We are the greatest. That's right. It's our thing. Oh, it's like Farmers Union iced coffee. We've got chicken salt. We've got Farmer Union's iced coffee. I haven't had one of those in a while. My friend drinks it all the time because he's a tradie. Literally not a pineapple. Not a. I drink clear American and water. Water's the best way to go. I know it can sometimes be boring, but you know, gotta be good. Gotta be good.
Best angle of Eevee, in my opinion, showing that Kim Hyung Tae, the CEO.
We came up with the chicken salt. Good. South Australia came up with something great, and Farmers Union iced coffee. See, South Australia is the best state. All the weirdos are in Melbourne. All the great people in South Australia. Let's build a wall. Let's make South Australia great again. And we'll make everyone else, we'll make the Victorians pay for the wall. And we'll keep them out. Well, there you go. Originally made in 1970. Oh, there you go.
Shift Up is a fellow man of culture.
Hell yes.
But this debate on fictional characters I do suspect will be ongoing into the future, existing in the most idiotic of ways. From
Villy Pie. Oh, yeah, Villy's Pies. I haven't had one of those in a while, too. Villy's Pies, oh, they're delicious. I haven't had one of those in a while. See, South Australia, best state.
Apothecary Diaries, Mau Mau and Genty being seen as problematic because of height difference.
Oh, God, I remember this drama, too. That's probably going to come up bloody Australian Donald Trump. I am the supreme overlord of South Australia. We will make South Australia great again. But I remember this drama, the Apothecary Diary. I bet you season 3 will cause it again. Because some idiot will complain about it. Especially when the romance between those two grows a lot more. Or is there going to be some heavy drama? South Australia was also the state to create Hungry Jack's. I mean, Hungry Jack's is just Burger King with a different name. And I hate Hungry Jack's. I hate it. Every time. So, personal rant here. So, my friend's nephew loves going to Hungry Jack's every goddamn time he gets a chance. Only because he gets a discount. What is Hungry Jack's? It's Burger King, but for Australia. It's just a rename. And every time I've gone to Hungry Jack's, my meals look like someone threw it in a blender and then splashed it into it. I just don't go to Hungry Jack's anymore. We created Wi-Fi. God damn, we did. We create everything because we're amazing.
Difference, which took me by surprise that people find height difference
I bet you just asking. I bet you just asking Grok now, Tony.
is problematic now.
That is so stupid.
Which led Savvy, shout out to her, to stating her and her husband actually have a wider height difference in real life, showing it's a realistic standard instead of unrealistic. And also to a controversy from a couple weeks ago with somebody redesigning art of My Senpai is Annoying, making the girl taller because
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, what's the point other than just being petty?
short petite woman dating taller men is just too much for the eyes to see, actually causing a real life AV actress to step in saying,
These streams make me not want to eat. I still eat at the end of the stream. I'll probably cook some eggs afterwards.
seriously, what the hell is going on? It seems like there's a lot of controversy overseas, but I'm an adult woman who's 143 centimeters tall, which is the same height as the anime character. I think it's normal to see me as a sexual object because, well, I'm an adult after all. There are tons of girls with bodies like mine all over the world. I like what I like and there's nothing wrong with things I dislike. Thinking somebody's gross just because you like it or dangerous just because you like it, that's the weird mindset, right? Because yeah, I'm an adult and all. I didn't have enough words for it.
Hey, new to your channel, but I saw your post on my timeline. Is this stream all about the whole Stellar Blade and the covert Woodwiz? Part of it. We'll be going over some other stuff as well.
An AV actress. Getting looked at with lustful eyes is my job, so being seen as a sexual object is totally normal for me. Of course, it's absolutely not okay with other women or regular people. I thought it was a given, the basic premise, but it immediately turns into weird interpretations, the internet. Which I'm so glad common sense is still common in other places across the world, which worries me that we're soon to export our brain rot lacking any sense to these same places. Short petite women exist. It's funny how the same ones preaching representation are the first to want to erase them from any media to never be seen or acknowledged at all. And that also goes for those who hate on the heavies, because again, we love the heavies.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
From collective shouts stating that fictional characters have impossibly large breasts.
Really?
Which again, there are many examples that disprove this, coming off as envy on their part, because if it's anyone who hates women the most, it's other women.
That is true. Women are women's worst enemy.
Especially feminists, and again are the first ones to try to erase them from any media representation, suppressing what's God-given and sacred, all in favor to give us women who look like men, or in other cases playing it safe, obviously holding back to please both sides, which pleases no one in the end. But in the end, Eevee looks like an attractive character with a nice backside. And I'm very much looking forward to playing Stellar Blade Blood Rain on stream as I had with the first one. And yes, we'll be admiring every outfit, every angle, scene that Shift Up is willing to offer, plain and simple.
Damn straight.
But that's all I have for this video. Tell me what you think in the comment section below. I saw Asmongold tripping out on this, likening Eve to a child and doubling down on this, conflating her with Lolly, then hinting that lolicons are synonymous with PDFs, which is a nonsensical take. I didn't see Lolly at all when I saw Eevee. Now characters like Yoko, Revi, Shampoo, Fade, Chidori are more my type, so I wouldn't say
Some Full Metal Panic. Some Full Metal Panic. Love me some Full Metal Panic. I love Full Metal Panic.
More my type, so I wouldn't say I'm a lolicon, with a few exceptions like Tatsumaki, because that is one pronounced ass. Shout out to the artist behind that.
Nice.
See, that's the thing, right? It's like people that generally hate on lollies generally have probably one character they like that's a lolly. And that's the thing. You'll find one. And that's why it's like hating lollies is kind of like... It's like shooting yourself in the foot. Like, you're going to inevitably look stupid. Which is why it's like, it's best not to do that.
Chance.
But regardless of that, I see the argument surrounding lolicons as just idiotic. Just these are fictional characters we're talking about. But again, I saw Asmongold going back and forth with a user named Emerald April, who cited a study disproving that lolicons.
And that's what blows my mind about this whole drama, is that he got disproved by Emerald and Madden Savvy. Both of them showed proof of data and information that made him wrong, and yet he did not care. He did not care. It was just my feelings, my feelings, my feelings. Which was why I was just like, what? And I thought what was funny, because I talked about it in the videos and stuff, like, I called out, Rev and Hirohei and all those that have been very quiet about calling out Asmongold out. Apparently, Rev finally made his video the other day, which I find kind of interesting that after all these videos, he finally made a video on it. So good for him. He finally did it. It only took 8 minutes in the video before he actually really starts to talk about Asmongold. Ironically, an 18-minute long video, and a massive chunk of the video, he's kind of just padding out to be more about other miscellaneous things. Like, he had to go through this whole backlog about Mugen, and I'm like, I get that you want to talk about Mugen in it, but why didn't you say that for, like, near the end of the video, or, that kind of thing? But he had to do this whole big monologue and backstory, and I'm like, Rev, why are you padding out the video to hide the Asmongold section? If this was Hassan, you would have dedicated the entire video to Hassan. People claimed Hirohei covered it and called Asmongold. I saw Hirohei covered it, but I never saw any tweets being brought up in his video calling it out. People said Vera covered it. I looked through all of her videos, and she had heaps. I don't know if I went through all of them. I didn't see her calling it out. Chibi made one tweet about it. He didn't make any videos calling it out, but he did make one tweet. I just feel like, and Leaflet covered Rev's video, and I watched Leaflet's response to Rev's video, and honestly, I'd never seen someone mutter so much in a sentence of going, struggling to try and come up with some mental gymnastics to say, oh, Asmongold's still in the race. It's like, I was just like, just say he's wrong, okay? And stop trying to, like, create a mental gymnastics of like, well, yes, he's wrong, but he was using common sense. Well, no, right? If data goes against what you think is common sense, then it's not common sense, is it? It means it goes contrary to what is the facts, is what should be seen as. And I think that's the problem, is that Asmongold made a projection. He made a blank statement. He just did a wide sweep of, well, if you like lollies, you're more likely to be the P word, right? But at the same time, yeah, if you use the logic of if you play Grand Theft Auto, you're more likely to be a shooter, right? It's like, if you use a drop of common sense, or if you apply that same rule set equally, you'd realize how quickly it falls apart, how quickly the narrative disassembles. What I thought was funny was in Leaflet's stream, or her little section that she covered, she tries so hard to avoid just saying, yes, Asmongold is wrong, his logic was clearly flawed, the facts go contrary to it, and he crashed out, and he shouldn't have crashed out, he was being stupid, he was an idiot. Right? Just being very blunt, straight to the point and saying, yeah, he's wrong. And instead, she's like trying to mutter through the whole, well, yes, he's wrong, but I would have thought the same, and that's just common sense, right? And it's like, this is the normal thing to think. And I'm like, no, because you're wrong. The data says otherwise. The facts state otherwise. When the facts go against what you believe is common sense, then you adjust unless you're ignorant and stubborn. And I just thought what was interesting was the fact that Leaflet's trying to come up with this mental gymnastics of being like, it's almost like she's scared to just say Asmongold is an idiot, right? And be blunt about it and be more direct. But she's like almost trying to like soothe his ego. And I was just like, Jesus Christ. Like, she's trying to please one side where she doesn't want to be wrong and double down like he does. But at the same time, she's still trying to defend him. And I'm like, it was a mess to watch because it was so much mental gymnastics. Leaflet is very wishy-washy. She did the same with the Shodan situation. Yeah, I watched it. It was a 40-minute thing or so, give or take. And it was just so wishy-washy. It was like she was almost scared to say something. And I just started seeing that she was stuttering. She's like, and I'm not trying to mock her for it, but she never normally stutters. So I could tell she was stumbling over her words and trying to come up with some type. She was like rattling her brain going, how do I make this sound better for him? And I'm like, really? Really? You're struggling that much to try and work around it? I think Leaflet likes Asmongold. Here's the thing, and this applies to Rev, Hero Hey, all of the others, and including Leaflet, and especially a lot of other VTubers, right? And this applies to that whole circle of Leaflets. They like to worship Asmongold because if they worship Asmongold, he's more likely to look more kindly on them, and he's more likely to say something positive about them or react to their content in a positive manner. And if that's the case, then his audience is more likely to go over, subscribe, and watch their content. So the reason why a lot of these content creators act in the way they do is they're trying to curry favor with Asmongold. They're trying to do the whole, if we worship you, we may get showered with gifts. And so I feel like a lot of these VTubers and content creators are just generally trying to almost be as fake as possible into trying to please him. Leaflet does that a lot, honestly. She's not a very good debater. For someone that claims she likes debating, I find that she debates only people that she knows she can walk all over, but she doesn't want to debate anyone that could probably hold a conversation and be quick and, quick throwbacks, kind of to say. You can like someone and still call them out. Yeah, you can. Absolutely. Right? Again, I don't agree with a lot of what Asmongold says. Right? But there are some things that he does have good insight on. But to be honest, I feel like a lot of what Asmongold says is what a lot of other content creators in the political space say. So I feel like Asmongold isn't exactly anything new in the content creator space. He's just seen as the main leader. But I don't agree with his digital ID take. I think it's very defeatist. I think it's very much just a give-up mindset. I don't like it. I don't like his digital ID take. And I think that's also just the fact that Asmongold is very much of a, and I'm just going to be blunt, I think he's a bit of a government bootlicker. I think he likes the whole idea of more government control. And the reason why I don't like digital ID is because it's easily exploitable. It's easily, I've stated this in many videos. When you concentrate all the information in one place, it turns it into a treasure trove. So it's why I don't agree with Asmongold's mindset of digital ID. I just think he lacks common sense and foresight. But I think when you look at a lot of his takes, he can say some really dumb stuff at times, and he can say some smart stuff. But when he says really dumb stuff, these same content creators are too scared to just say, you know what, you're wrong. You're just wrong. And I know Leaflet can't handle that because I've gotten into a heavy debate with one of her friends, Kanglin Lee, who, by the way, was pro-digital ID and pro-censorship. And I know from sources that he did crash out about me in private conversations about me. He didn't like it. And that's why people like Leaflet avoid me, because I'm not scared to call out her friends, her group, and just say it how it is. Yeah, digital ID is a bad idea. Censorship is a bad idea. No, we shouldn't ban corn just because your religious opinions and your religious values want to go against everything, right? I don't believe in those things. I don't believe in censorship. But that goes against what some of her friends believe. And so, yeah, I've ruffled a couple of her friends' feathers, even though some of her friends follow me and I get along with. But I think she's one of those types of people that doesn't like being challenged, but wants to present herself as being challengeable. Again, she can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think she will. Because demonstrating from her videos and from her clips, she's very quick to just kind of... She's almost too scared to just say what she really feels. But I've also seen a lot of her older content where she's talked about gooning and hentai and all the rest. And now suddenly she's against it, it seems. So I find it interesting that she used to have one position and now suddenly she's pivoted because the political spectrum has changed. The same thing that bloody her friend Kanglin Lee's done, the same thing that Rev's done, the same thing that Strawb's done, the same thing that Nux has done, the same thing that Tectone has done. Right, all these content creators were all pro-gooning and pro-lolly and all of this to some degree, different, shades to different groups or different people, and now suddenly they're all against it, right? Because the political spectrum all changed at the same time. That's the problem that I have, is it all feels like everyone's flipped the switch all at the exact same time. Parents need to parent properly, stop letting the government babysit our kids. Exactly. Because if at the end of the day, if the government's the one implementing all these systems and controlling what your kids can't see and can see, then you're no longer the parent. The government's the parent. And that's how your kid becomes brainwashed. And this is why I think a lot of right-leaning conservatives are stupid. Because they become so pro-government, so pro government censorship and regulation and all the rest, and too much oversight, right, to the point where it's overreach, that they don't realize that it then gives governments more power to parent the kids how they want them to be, which then will be weaponized against the parents. Just look what the left does to a lot of kids in schools. And you want to give a government that power instead of a school? You'd never be able to remove that power once you give it to them. Leaflet would probably pull the I was joking card. Yeah, she probably would. She probably would. And again, she can prove me wrong, but again, your worst enemy is someone with a good memory. Not that I see myself as her enemy, but I'm just simply using the quote, right? Remembering a lot of these things that these content creators have said has reminded me how quickly they are to pivot as soon as things aren't convenient and as soon as the political spaces change. They quickly change which camps they're in. What's going to happen in a couple of years? Are they going to pivot again and then again and again and again? Or is by then they've made enough money that they can retire and they can jump ship and you know, it's all over, right? I'm not saying that they are exactly that, but I'm more questioning the behavior because it does feel questionable. Prove me wrong. I'll own my mistake. But I see patterns. Oh, she is scared. Most of Asmongold's social groups is scared of calling him out because nepotism or something similar. The fact is that a lot of them rely on Asmongold to be in the good favor so that they can get additional promotion in the algorithm. And this is the thing, because my audience is anime fans, right? You, the consumers, watch me because I'm an anime consumer, a gamer, but you're also a gamer and an anime fan. You're here because of me. You're not here because someone did a reaction and gave me good publicity, and now you're all here because that content creator likes me. It's not exactly a good look if your entire channel, or at least a large portion of your platform, is built on the favor of other content creators. And I don't think these content creators are completely built from the ground up because of Asmongold, but I do think a large portion of their audience is Asmongold's audience. And so if Asmongold is to then say, I don't like you, I think it can very quickly turn against them and destroy their potential career. And I think that's the reality that we're in. Is that there are certain content creators that sit at it's like, for example, Hassan, right? If Hassan turned around and said, I don't like Frogan anymore, she's a bad person, you should stop watching her, Frogan's career would be over overnight. Because Hassan has a massive influence within that echo chamber, within that ecosystem, right? If he wanted one content creator in his own ecosystem to be booted out, he could do it. The same way Asmongold could do the same thing. So naturally, you want to curry favor with the guy that's at the top. Sweet Shoto content? I swear to God, chat. I swear to God. I'm gonna rile up a bunch of emus, and I'm gonna get them to come after you all. I'm gonna conquer your country with emus. I'm just... Like I said, I just feel like a lot of these content creators are too scared to say what they really feel because they're too busy trying to appease to a person that, if they don't appease to, could be a massive hindrance to their channel. I think Asmongold is more on the gamer side than the anime, and he has surface level knowledge about anime. Oh, he's absolutely more on the gamer side than the anime side, but I think he's more on the political side than the gamer side. I think his gaming stuff has kind of diminished, and I mean, he was more of a World of Warcraft player than a gamer. And I can see why, because, you know, World of Warcraft does take up a lot of your time. You can play that game to absolute death if you're a hardcore player, and especially with alts. Asmongold was a hardcore WoW player, as was I back in the old days, but I did also play other games. But it seemed to be Asmongold mainly focused on World of Warcraft, and that's fine, I'm not mocking him for it. But it's very obvious he didn't really play many other games, and now he's kind of getting into other stuff, which is fine. But I see him as, you know, a very much of a getting back into gaming. I don't really see him as an anime person. I see him as actually more of a tourist now with his takes. But I mean, he is mainly just watching mainstream stuff. He's just watching whatever's mainstream, doesn't care for anything beyond that, and that's fine. But he's very quick to cast judgment and to throw shade at us, the wider anime community, because of what he watches and what we watch. And I think that's why I refer to him as a tourist, because of the fact that his recent lolly remarks really highlight the glaring issue with how he sees the anime community. The fact that he doesn't know what the word lolly means. He's very quick to just label a large portion of the anime community as PDS. And the fact that he's willing to then just insult and attack and then cry, oh, let's not get, aggressive and let's not get defensive. But then he does that. And instead, what do we have? All these VTubers like Leaflet, Rev, Era, they're too scared to be directly critical. And they're meant to claim that they're all anime fans. Okay, if you're an anime fan, then you should know that he wasn't just giving you criticism, because Rev says, oh, it's okay to disagree with people in a civil manner. Bro, he just implied the anime community is full of PDFs. He's implying that a good chunk, and it shows it on there, right? A good chunk of consumers of lolly enjoyers are PDFs. Might I add, Leaflet's model is a lolly. Rev's model is a lolly. Strawb's model is a lolly. So Asmongold is implying that you're more likely and potentially a PDF because of it. And their response, he's kind of right, but, he's actually wrong in the facts, but, he's using logic and it's common sense. Like, are you serious? Are you seriously trying to gaslight and glaze for a guy that just turned around and called a bunch of us potential PDFs? Are you serious? Yeah, I wonder why the anime community is not particularly happy about it. I think a bunch of us are just tired of being labeled things that we're not. It's the Meat Canyon debacle. Yeah. This is why I'm pissed off with these content creators. This is why I'm sick of people like Leaflet, Rev, Hero Hey, all of these that are too scared to just say, you're wrong. You went too far. You said the wrong thing. You're factually incorrect. You lacked the common sense because you were clearly wrong. You clearly were misguided. But instead, they're all too, I got to be watery and I've got to fence it. And I don't want to upset his feelings because I don't want to lose additional clout. Yeah, it's tourist fatigue. I am. I'm fucking fatigued of these tourists. Grow a spine. Oh no, his feelings will be hurt. Trust me, I don't think he's really going to lose any sleep over it. But the fact is if more people directly said he was factually wrong, then maybe some more of the community wouldn't be going around and harassing and sending threats of life and calling people PDF files. But God forbid these content creators actually stand on their own values. And instead they're, I don't want to hurt his feelings because I don't want to lose any clout. I'm trying to not call them grifters, but my God, are you acting like grifters? It was all fine until these people started with their bullshit. Yes. Grow a spine. And I know they'll all turn on me. I know they all they whine about me in their private chat groups. I know that. You don't think I don't know? Duh, people have told me. I know they hate me. I know they despise me. But you know what? I don't give a fuck. Because I can go to sleep at night knowing who I am. And I've got my friends in real life. I don't sit there and shrivel behind a screen and fake who I am with a fucking mask. Thank you for the super chat, Rosa Ryder. Surprise. Much appreciated. I just frustrated, right? And I hope people understand where I'm coming from, right? I don't want to sound like I'm trying to attack anyone or trying to, be mean-spirited, but I'm just being honest and I'm being blunt, right? And every time I've watched a video criticizing him, it's so fucking wishy-washy. And I more specifically am talking about those larger content creators, part of that ecosystem. Because anyone outside of that ecosystem has been fair and critical. They haven't been rude. They haven't been condescending. They've just been direct and said, you know what, you're wrong. And yeah, some people might throw a little jab at him and say, you know, he's just conservative slop, etc., etc. But again, that's their own opinion. We feel you, I get it. Chat gets it. Yeah, and I appreciate that. I just don't want someone to try and twist my words and be like, oh, he hates these people because he's not part of a friend. No, I don't care. I just want them to be true to who they are and stand up for their own values. Base people fatigue. That's the thing I hate about the word based, is that word gets thrown out at these content creators so much. Like, they could fart in a microphone and people are like, yeah, based. It's like, oh my god. I find the word based so cringe now. It's kind of feels like it feels way too cringe. It's overused now. It's like a lot of those buzzwords. It's just like the opposite. But yeah, there was that video. I did find this channel, and my god, do I want to react to that. I want to react to both of these at some point. But I did want to react to Monta Sensei's other video as well. Which is, Japan is finally fed up with anime identity obsessed fans. So I might as well go over this one, seeing as we're all on stream and we're kind of going over his videos already. Control X paste buzzwords. Control C, or Control X, Control C, Control V. That kind of thing when it comes to buzzwords. Yes, that pleased their inner rage. He hates these people because he wants friends. It's alright. I have Tony as my friend. He loves me. Based is cringe, just like the W community. Oh my god, that as well. Like, W, base. It's like, shut the fuck up. Clearly haven't watched a lot of anime. Made for... Oh, yeah, that one. I do want to react to it, but I'm like, we'll see what we go, because I want to go over this one as well. I mean, we got plenty of time, we can go over it. I might take a quick bio break after this one. Tony is friends with benefit. Exactly. Monta is one of my top favorite. I love it. I have a lot of respect for Monta Sensei. I actually generally like him as a content creator. I think he's very logical. He's very down to earth. He's very grounded. He says it how he sees it, right? He doesn't sugarcoat it. He just says it. He's very clear. He's very concise. And I like that about him. You know, he's boast. I'm just saying that now just to be cringe to myself.
It's really creepy how Westerners see Japanese anime characters and keep trying to classify them into real-world races based on their stylistic features and skin color. East Asians watching anime just think of those characters as residents of that world, never associating their skin or hair color with any Earth race. Maybe this difference is one of the reasons why Westerners can't capture the essence of Japanese anime. With the Gachiakura drama, it's never been more apparent to the Japanese creator and consumer the existence of the identity-obsessed fan, something that's been reaching a boiling point on the Japanese side of things, being accused of all types of racism when characters don't meet the IOF's demands or expected outcomes for what they believe to
I've been watching the new season of Class from the Elite. It's pretty good. I've been enjoying it.
Be true. We saw this with Mina from MHA when her skin tone got revealed, clearly showing she wasn't black, causing outrage for the millionth time amongst that fandom. Even with Ochako or Gravity didn't end up with Toga but instead Deku, which still surprises me.
I still find it fun. To be honest, the My Hero Academia community became so much better once most of the tourists left. That community was overwritten with so many like high schooler kids. I remember at conventions it was just riddled with like My Hero Academia cosplayers, and they were all kids. They were all like the tourist type. They were all those types that would have like all the special little things in their bios and all the rest. It was one of those annoying ones. They're the type of people that would block all of us for calling them out for being fake and tourists and stuff. But it's just like, ugh, dealing with them at conventions was annoying. Because I did a Deku cosplay once. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Remember, believe your foes, don't correct them. interesting words. Thank you for the super chat.
How there are those who couldn't see that coming. And just shows you how ideology can easily blind someone to what's obvious. In fact, again, with Merkel art being drawn by Hideko
Oh, I remember that too. And then people got angry at him for drawing it too light-skinned.
Oshii, the creator himself, drawn
I'm hoping the convention in a couple of weeks that I'll be going to will have some good cosplays. I'm hoping it'll be a good variety, but I have a feeling most of them are probably going to be like My Dress Up Darling. Oh my god, it's going to be a boatload of bloody gotcha game cosplayers. It'll be like Weathering Waves, Genshin Impact again, because all the kids that did Genshin Impact, they wear the same cosplay like 600 times, which is fine, but they all like kind of gather and they all do their cringy TikToks. I'll probably see some Weathering Waves. I might see some, I don't think I'll see any Enfield or any NTA or whatever you call it, NTE or whatever. Never seen Boku no Hero. It's Boku no Pico.
drawing her shades lighter from what the IOF deems acceptable, causing outrage which becomes predictable at this point, following years of telling Japanese.
I do expect to see some My Dress Up Darling cosplays, a couple, especially for the late night party. I remember last year there was a My Dress Up Darling cosplay. Holy shit, was she hot. Nikkei? Maybe, but I've never seen any Nikkei cosplays. I don't think. Maybe one. I for some reason, Nikkei doesn't really get any... It's always the shitty gotcha games. Never Nikkei. I'd love to see a Nikkei. God, I'd love to see a Red Hood. Oh my god, do I want to fuck Red Hood so badly. She's so hot. Oh...
or Asian artists, period, hashtag fixed your art. And it's something Japan is waking up to and becoming frustrated with constantly being accused by the
Mirana? Yeah, she's cute.
IOF. For instance, with this tweet. What the hell is it with people who just won't...
I said hero, not Pico. I know, but I changed the words.
Get it, no matter how many times I say that when Japanese folks latch onto characters, it's about their backstories or circumstances, not race. Japanese people barely
I finally got Red Hood as well. After all this time, I finally got her in a summon. I was like, yes! Cracked a fat one. Not really, but we'll pretend I did.
think of skin color as more than just an icon. It's one facet of personality, nothing more. I can only see folks who obsess over skin color the whole time as having low intelligence. And this is something I'm concerned with, but also very understanding of. Looking at this objectively, if I had someone trying to constantly impose themselves and project their intentions onto me, I would be extremely annoyed and frustrated with the mentality of fuck off, which I see
I am listening to his video, but I haven't really made any commentary on it, but he's right.
slowly building up.
何色仕掛け
For the past week or so, I've been seeing back and forth on this subject. Western users telling Japanese users that the need for representation in manga and Japanese media must be more, or that
Yeah, I've seen that too. And I feel like all it's going to do is it's going to create fatigue, right? You're going to see a lot of like Japanese content creators that are making mangas and light novels. They're just not going to want to make dark-skinned characters because they're not going to want to deal with the drama. That's reality. And then they'll complain, oh, we've got no representation. It's like, yeah, well, suck it up. You started this problem. Now you've got to live with it. So glad I don't watch Boku no Hero. I mean, I think it's a solid anime, right? But I just think the community was absolutely god trash. But once it lost all its popularity in Steam, they all moved over to like Dan Ladan and all those kinds of ones. About Nikkei, did they make the roguelike simulation mode auditable? I played Nikkei a few years and I couldn't stand the dailies having to go fully clear game mode for more currency. As you complete more of the story for Nikkei, you get to automate a lot of the systems, right? And that's one thing for me. It's just like I can automate so much of it. because of it. I mean, I don't even do as I'm doing like the campaign story, I just auto do it because I just don't have to stress about it. Like, you can auto do so much of the game. I just kind of watch them, the buddies jiggle, and then just watch them shoot. So yeah, you can automate a lot of the game once you get through the story. It makes you do a little bit, and then yeah, it automates it. Espiritu is correct. You made your bed, now lay in it. Yeah, you know, they attack all these Japanese creators, right? And it's like, oh, you know, we want representation, but by the way, we want this darker skin, and oh, we're going to change this skin color. Oh, you didn't do this the right way. Oh, blah, blah, blah. It's just like, dude, these people have, like, black fatigue. They do. Because it's like, and this is the thing, Monta Sensei, I think, understands this, is that not every black person is an insufferable douchebag. But my God, there are so many out there that are. They're loud, they're obnoxious, and they do have a little bit of numbers behind them. Not complete numbers, but a decent number behind them. And they're just doing it for attention, right? You only have to look at the recent political drama going on, and it's just like, people are just tired of it. People are just sick of them running around screeching like they need constant attention. I think social media has made people worse, but I think it's brought out the worst in these kinds of people.
That ones who exist already are racist or need the proper cultural sensitivity training behind these characters, with Japanese users trying to give a response and reasons why black characters aren't ubiquitous in anime that I'm not going to fully read out on here because it would take forever, but with one common sense reason, as I listed several reasons why black people rarely appear in Japanese works. There simply aren't many black people in Japanese society to begin with.
Yeah. And that's fine, right? It's like, okay, Japan is going to make content for themselves. And that's smart. That's the right thing to do. They make content for themselves. If you want more black representation, then go to an area that's, you know, black people and make content for yourselves. The problem is that these people, they want white people to make content for them. Why don't you make content for your own people? That's right, because no one wants to enjoy it because it's annoying and stupid. And that's the problem. I think that the issue is a lot of these black people, they don't make good content. But there are genuine good content creators in the black, you know, in the black community, right? Or the darker skin community, however you want to word it, right? But these people, they don't want to make content. They want to force other people to make the content they want. And I think that's the problem. It's just like, yeah, naturally, people in Japan are going to make more, you know, characters that are more Japanese. So it's kind of stupid in the same sense that they're expecting them to constantly cater to their demands, to their needs. It's just like, no, go make your own stuff then. But they don't, because it never sells well, because their own people in their own community won't buy it.
Isn't America.
Think about that.
And there's a realization that's slowly occurring that trying to make sense of this conversation is pointless, such as, even if it's described without any racist imagery, they'll inevitably find discrimination from every possible angle. So it's only natural to feel like you just don't want to get involved anymore, right? And there are...
Yeah, and that's, I think, the biggest issue is that they're always looking for some type of thing to kind of like jump on. I am not showing that, Tony. I would get destroyed by the YouTube algorithm, but it looks good.
Already demanding an arrogant infinite consideration that's just asking for it, you know? People who insist on making the characters in fictional works black seem to have an aspect where, even before their lack of understanding of creative works, they only have a single yardstick in their world of black or white, which caused different Japanese users pointing out tan Japanese people to make the point that just because a character is darker skin tone doesn't automatically mean black.
Yeah, like her. Like, they say... Like, these people say, oh, well, they need to make her more dark skinned, but it's like, she's tanned. And that's another thing, too. They try to force, like, dark skinned characters on tan characters.
Even a Western user tried to dunk on Gyaru culture in Japan, imposing their own ideological reasoning for why that aesthetic would exist with Japanese women. That must be why Japanese women...
I remember I mocked, I posted a meme about this. My god, did they get so triggered about this. They got so triggered. They tried to community note me. I deleted the tweet before they could community note it. So I kept the revenue. It's like sucked in. Because they were getting butthurt over the meme.
Created a style that goes against the whiteness that's so highly valued in your country because you couldn't care less about skin color. With Japanese users responding, you don't get Japanese girls at all. For them, tanning isn't an ideology, it's fashion. If you talk about them all high and mighty like that, they'll flip you the bird. It's so ridiculous how people who aren't even Japanese lecture about Japan with such arrogance. I wish they wouldn't arbitrarily tie their fashion culture to racism or ideology.
I mean, that's the thing, right? You see some people that wear certain things that the black community claims is their own culture and everything, and it's like, but it's not. It comes from somewhere else. But this is the thing, like, they try and claim things and then say it's their own thing, but then they don't want to share things, but then they'll take other things from other cultures. It's just, it feels like some of these people, they're very much parasites. And this is why people get annoyed. This is why a lot of, like, black content creators are getting sick of it, because it's like, it's a bad representation for them. It makes people become judgmental on all.
Thank you!
It's just a result of the normal tanning boom and the gal fashion hype both trending at the same time, that's all. It's been pointed out over and over elsewhere, but you're way too quick to slap labels on it like it's some deliberate expression of a specific agenda, completely ignoring the original backdrop of Japanese content in anime. Race, white or black, has nothing to do with it. Gyao culture has its types and history too. In Japan, hair and skin color are seriously part of fashion, you know? Don't politically exploit Japan's kawaii when you don't even know shit about it, just to vent your own frustrations. Then would this post sum it up well? Well, that's how it looks to people for whom discriminating based on skin color is the norm, I guess. Which this user just gets how people love to project their own intentions and how they view things onto other people.
怪我人は黙って私の太もも味わわんかい
Taste my thighs, injured man.
And as I said, Japan is waking up to the virus that has been rotting away at minds over here. We simplify things when there's much more to it and overcomplicate things when they're actually much more simple. A healthy, productive conversation to reach true.
Isn't tanning actually bad in Japan like light skin represents? I mean, it depends. Some people like tanning. That's part of some people's like fashion choice that they want to tan, right? Some people see tanning as bad. Some people see tanning as good. But yeah, I mean, even in, I believe, like, countries like India, they would wear specific makeup to make their skin more lighter, right? It's like a fashion choice. Some people want lighter skin. Some people want darker skin.
Understanding has become a lost concept in the West, which is why I'm seeing tweets like these more and more from Japanese users.
Tanning is bad for your health. Yeah, I have heard in some studies that tanning is bad for your health. I mean, apparently it might age you. Yeah, and there you go, there's a comment, it ages you. My mother used to tan, which was interesting because she never really looked that older until she started tanning. Then she started looking a bit older, and I was like, probably didn't help.
I really want to tell Japanese and Korean people to give up on debating skin color or race issues of anime and manga characters with Westerners. The conversation just doesn't get through at all. And that point really hits home for me. Ideological, subversive, brainwashed, cult-like thinking really serves as a blockade that doesn't allow any reasoning, logic, or truth to pass through.
People actually tried to change the body type of Freeran. I saw her in an hourglass. I think that was a bit of a meme. I think people were just trolling. I did say it looked funny.
I say this a lot, but activist social conditioning really works, and the modern Western mind is a real-life example of it. We have a
I worked with a girl from Australia. Her skin looked like leather sofa. Yeah, I mean, in Australia, we got a lot of heat, we got a lot of sunlight, so if you spend too much time out in the sun, your skin can kind of crisp a little bit. You can get a bit of a heavy tanning, which just kind of leads to people's skin not looking the greatest. I mean, I don't go out as much, so that's why my skin is kind of better in the sense of been taken care of. tanning isn't worth the fashion. I personally don't think it is, but again, your body, your choice kind of thing.
Reflexive reaction to see offense everywhere, whether intentional or unintentional.
You know what time it is. You know what time it is. All right. We have a lovely donation from Kurumi Waifu 1 sent 67 jewels. 67. we need to do like a little dance, be like 67, 67, 67. I don't fucking know. I was wondering when the 6-7 would come. Yep, I wondered as well. What? Kurumi Waifu 1 strikes again. Vampires are cool. I mean, maybe you know what? My pronouns are vampire. Okay? You need to respect my pronouns. My pronouns are vampire. Vampire Shoto.
Something that even black creators are facing as well from other black fans and creators, saying their art and stories aren't black enough, which has been clearly shown with Mugen Lord.
I did not expect her to bring so much controversy once I made the post, because the blackness crowd has stepped in and told me that she's not a black woman. I am the creator, and a black creator on top of that.
See, that's what I mean, right? You know, good black content creators make characters and then the black community attacks them.
Them that Yolanda Briggs is a black woman, but they're telling me that she's not. And no matter how hard I try to plead the case and argue the point that Dr. Yolanda Briggs is a black woman, people still try to override it because Yolanda Briggs doesn't fit their ideal image of what a black character is supposed to look like.
Facing backlash.
Well, that's just stupid. But I bet you even if they made it the way they want, they'd still complain.
For not meeting the standards because how characters don't look black enough. A tug of war of damned if you do and damned if you...
I'll show the guy. This guy here. He was showing this black creator character that they were making. Vampire killers.
Post because the blackness crowd has stepped in and told me that she's not a black woman. I am the creator, and a black creator on top of that. Told them that Yolanda Briggs is a black woman, but they're telling me that she's not. And no matter how hard I try to plead the case and argue the point that Dr. Yolanda Briggs is a black woman, people still try to override it because Yolanda Briggs doesn't fit their ideal image of what a black character is supposed to look like.
Facing backlash for not meeting the standard.
Hey Draconic, thanks for dropping by in the chat. How's it going? You know, it's getting there. It's getting there, day by day.
Because how characters don't look black enough. A tug of war of damned if you do and damned if you don't. Because if you don't include...
I still at some point got to unbox the Mina Tepish figure, which is still in the cupboard. I mean, it's a good retro figure, so at some point I've got to unbox it.
Enough black features, you're not black enough. And if you include too many, it's stereotypical and considered racist, getting called Uncle Tom or Coon. So black creators aren't meeting this arbitrary...
That's what I mean. Black content creators, black people are super racist towards black content creators. It's like their own worst nightmare.
Standard. Imagine the difficulty for Japanese creators. But for today's video, since I'm really enjoying this season of Classroom Media Elite, especially the last few episodes, I decided to dedicate a sketch to Ayano Koji, who embodies one of my favorite character archetypes, the strategic, calculated mastermind, always 10 steps ahead, maintaining a cool demeanor, and because of of that, attracting some of the best baddies in that show. Bit of a psychopath, yes, which was something we discussed in a recent live stream, distinguishing the difference between a psychopath and sociopath, which I would say Kikyo is the latter, but with those heavies, does it matter?
No.
Still learning different expressions, realizing I didn't fully capture that blank expression he always has. I should have slanted the eyelids much more to do so, but yeah, something I gotta consider next time. But shout out to everyone who shared their drawings with me. As someone who just started to learn myself, it's cool to see different styles out there, showcasing them in live streams to share with the chat. But if you are an artist yourself, feel free to check out some.
I haven't drawn in a very, very, very long time. I have some old art stuff that I've got in my other room, but I have not drawn in a very, very long time.
One of the items I've tagged in this video, including a toolkit that's very similar to mine, which is full of things I still have to learn how to use, which I'm sure will make my sketches look better because I still have to learn shading properly, and
I'm really good with shading. That's like my specialty.
Proper tool is to use for that, to really bring some depth to my sketches, but I'll eventually learn that. But regardless, I always appreciate the love. Now back to the video. And my worry is that we're soon.
I love the way he says them heavies. I call them mountains or Twin Peaks. It's because you can't really, you know, YouTube always gets a little bit touchy with it. Draw Tony like a French girl. We could arrange that.
To export this mindset of always looking for.
I drew the fifth one, but oh, that's good. It's good drawings. They were actually all really good. I just haven't drawn in such a long time. I'm pretty bad. I got it like a drawing pad, actually, in the back, in the cupboard. People use AI art nowadays. I encourage people to draw. I really do. I encourage people to draw. Don't let AI take away passion, right? Draw for passion. Because trust me, AI is never going to be the full replacement that people want. And at the end of the day, when you draw, you can draw it exactly how you want. And when you get good at drawing, it's a satisfying, good skill to have. It's just, sadly, a lot of artists that are trying to make an income from it are struggling.
Or what's potentially offensive, to where it will suffocate, stifle, hinder the pure creative process in Japan, having their creators walking on eggshells, as it has over here in Hollywood, AAA gaming, shows, novels, you name it. Like with these tweets encouraging sensitivity training with Kei Udina, the gotcha.
I think I did see one of the drawings, yeah, on mine as well, because I do have, I do have on my Patreon Discord server, I do have an artist alley. I did share actually a art that I saw that I thought was really cute. I'll show it because I love this piece of art. It's not mine. I didn't draw it, but I love this. Right? I appreciate good art. So if you're someone that wants to practice art, again, don't be scared to practice. I get it. AI arts, you know, feels bad, and all the AI bros are like, oh, I can draw any. Don't throw away your passion. Draw. Have fun. Draw what you want, and just keep getting better and better and better and better and better. But I love this piece of art. I love this piece. It is so adorable. Because here's the thing. When I played Ocarina of Time when I was a kid, because it was the first Nintendo 64 game. It was technically the first ever game that I ever got, because the Nintendo 64 was my first console, and Ocarina of Time was the game that my mother bought for me with Christmas. And I remember playing it, and I remember getting into the Long Long Ranch. Dude, I had such a crush for her as a kid in Long Long Ranch. Like, dude, she was so, like, cute. So I always condone this ship, because in my mind, it kind of really makes sense that Link, like, wins, right? And the princess kind of disappears, but Link ends up wanting to find and settle down, and then he ends up, like, hooking up with the Long Long Ranch chick. That's my headcanon, right? I understand whatever the canonical canon thing is, but I like this headcanon because I just like the whole idea that, like, he settles down in a nice little farm and puts up the sword, the shield, and the ocarina, and ends up, you know, settling with her. Plus, like, she's super cute. So, I love it. It's one of my, I keep looking at it, I'm just like, it's so cute. So, that's why I'm really excited for Ocarina of Time. We'll talk about it soon. I might grab the trailer and everything. We'll have a look at it afterwards.
Chiaka, the author, and all the drama surrounding that. Kei Udana, we like your manga. We don't want anything negative for you. We just want to make you learn about the history of racism, black stereotypes, which
Oh god, they make it harder for themselves. I mean, I like using AI, right, for different things. Like, I'll use it for thumbnails and all that kind of stuff, but I always encourage people to draw. Because it's a good skill to have. It's a robust skill, and as you get better and better and better, you can improve it, and you're able to create things. And I think creating is a beautiful thing, and it's a good thing to have.
are things that can
I prefer Link and Zelda. I get that. I don't know. I have a soft spot for this ship, because I always liked her in the game.
still hurt black people now. So please do like Rudo and accept to learn new things.
Both of them are grandparent of Twilight Princess, Link. Just game theory.
Reality is, if you're going to have black characters and black culture in your creation, you're going to attract black fans, and you need to learn how to treat those fans and black people in general with respect and listen to their voices.
How about new?
And seeing the traps that lie before anyone willing to take this advice, I responded with 2 tweets that I'll combine into one for this video. Dear Japanese creator, in fact all creators, ignore all of these suggestions if you value your creativity and artistic freedom. These are activists, not fans. They'll only guilt trip you into following their every command. Trying to appease them is like trying to fill a bottomless.
And the reality is, even if you end up doing if you end up doing exactly what these people want, they'll still not be happy. They'll still turn on the author. They'll still, rage and be like, you must change it more.
Pit, it can't be achieved. They'll accuse you of racism or whatever phobia at any chance they can get. It's a mindset that acts like a virus spreading.
What if I create a black villain? Oh, that's racist.
And infecting fandoms of all kinds. They will drive you crazy, putting you through constant struggle sessions, having you believe you committed some grave sin. And if you choose to apologize just to ease the tension, they'll just move the goalposts, giving you 10 more reasons of what to apologize for. They'll leave you as a dried up corpse, sucking out all creativity you have left. They are not fans, they are activists whose only default is, how can I be offended, looking for someone to blame. But that's all I have for this video. Tell me what you think in the comment section below. I'm gonna leave off with these 2 tweets from Asian users. I think that really shows the contrast between the average Western viewer and the Eastern viewer. It's really creepy how Westerners see Japanese anime characters and keep trying to classify them into real-world races based on their stylistic features and skin color. East Asians watching anime just think of those characters as residents of that world, never associating their skin or hair color with any Earth race. Maybe this difference is one of the reasons why Westerners can't capture the essence of Japanese anime. When Japanese creators think about skin or hair color, it's almost never about race. It's more like making characters visually distinct or color coordination.
It's just offense farmers. Yeah, it is. I'm unsubscribe phobic. I don't know what that's. But yeah, I call them professional victims, right? Because every day they wake up, they look for something to create a villain, a victim within themselves, right? They need to create a villain. They need to create a victim complex in their own mind, so that when the next day comes up, they find something new, the new. Their entire purpose is to be a professional victim. So when they don't have something to be a victim of, they need to create something. And that's the thing, they're in the business of creating problems.
Whether they're lined up together. And I think these 2 tweets sum up a concept I've thought about for years now. In current day, the average Western viewer, increasingly, when viewer entertainment, we're always looking to be offended, then go on social media to be the first to voice our outrage. But the average Eastern viewer, when viewer entertainment, they're just looking to be entertained. And it's that simple.
It's that simple.
Also, if you want to support the content I create, consider joining my channel, becoming a member. It's much appreciated. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Free thank.
But yeah, good video. But I'm recovering. I mean, yeah, black villain is easy to be cool. I mean, there's some pretty good black villains out there. I'm going to quickly go to the toilet, and then we're going to look at... I do want to react to... We could talk about this, which I did talk about in a separate video. I was thinking about covering this again. We could go over that. We could also go over that. One of these. I might go over this one, because that one is like 23 minutes long. I might save that for a separate stream, but we might go over this one because it's 15 minutes long. There is that as well. I mean, that's kind of what I was already talking about before, but I might go over that one, and then I'll quickly go to the toilet, and then we'll begin that reaction. So, yeah, give me a sec. Just fight in the comments or something. Free run is mid. The fuck you say about free run? What'd you say about peak? I mean, you talking about bad about free run? Alright. So we're gonna be having a lot of crashing out some fun here. It's Tony's fault. It is Tony's fault. Blame Tony. Again, remember, say happy birthday, you gay.
What up, y'all? It's the homie.
You told me to start fights. You keep chat entertaining. I knew it would work. I mean, when does it not work?
And you might look at the title of this video and say,
Well, Damien, isn't all anime made for losers?
and you'd be correct. PNG image of San Antonio Spurs superstar Victor Wembanyama. But some
Dance in the Vampire Bund is mid. Funny enough, there is no community, there is no English community for Dance in the Vampire Bund, right? I looked through Reddit, I looked through everywhere, I could not find the community for Dance in the Vampire Bund, and yet it still gets English translations. I do not understand it. I pulled up after doing some Nikkei event. What did I miss? Everything. Another spiritual crasher. I mean, this dude's already triggering me, and we just started.
anime were made specifically for turbo giga losers. And that's what we're gonna be talking about today.
I feel like this dude's already trying too hard to be an edgelord, and it's not working. It's just one of those where it's like, well, I'm actually gonna insult it and just do... Like, bro, you're trying to be Mother's Basement too much with the whole, like, anime is trash and so am I kind of shit. Like, it's too try hard. And when you've got an eye like that, it doesn't really work when you're trying to insult anime fans and you're like trying to act morally superior. It's like, oh, the anime's for losers. Da, 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 da. Okay, then why do you talk about it so much? Because I'm so much cooler than... It's like, okay, who gives a fuck?
Friends, we're going to be talking about 2 anime that are currently airing this.
He's so edgy. He is. He's already trying to be edgy. And it's like, bro, you failed. And we're not even 30 seconds in. You've tried to be an edgelord.
Spring season. Gals can't be...
Again, if you're going to call someone a loser, you better not have a bloody eye that's going weird in different directions. Because people are just going to mock you for it. Right? I'm not trying to be mean to him. But again, if you're going to call people losers, you better not have something for people to grab onto.
Kind to otaku, and I made friends with the second prettiest girl
I was actually just watching that before stream.
in my class. Here's a challenge for you in the comments. See if you can guess what these 2 anime are about just off of the titles. I bet you can't.
I can already tell what this guy is like in real life just based on the projection. This guy sounds like someone that girls generally disdain, generally don't want to be near, but he's trying so hard to be edgy so that he can sound cooler, so that girls will like him. That's the general feeling. I thought that was Gant Giggit. I think he's trying to be Giggit / Mother's Basement with the edginess. But it just feels like he's the type of person that wants to be in the anime community but mock you for liking anime, but then try to be like, I'm one of the good anime fans. But he just literally doesn't like anime, but he just pretends he does. Ever thought about starting a community... Sorry, I was reading... Ever thought about starting a community around DOTVB since you haven't seen... No idea what DOTVB stands for.
So we're going to be talking about Otagyaru and Kuranika, which are the shorthand names, you know, for the sake of everybody's sanity, of course. Now, obviously,
So he doesn't like using the English name for animes. So, again, it's a edgelord tryhard. Bro, you're giving away your entire personality and we're not even 1 minute fucking in. Like, you've already told me more about yourself in the span of 1 minute, just from how you presented yourself and just from how you talk.
I'm joking and being hyperbolic by...
Yeah, no, it doesn't... It's too try hard. You can say, nah, it's just a joke. Joke needs to be funny.
Saying these anime are for losers. I mean, I like them, and I'm not a loser, right?
Jesus Christ. Is this true? Because that's not a good thing.
But what we're talking about here are anime that are meant to be self-insert, wish fulfillment fantasies.
I mean, any anime can be a self-insert wish fulfillment if you try hard enough. I don't know. I just feel like if your entire intro is, I'm going to proceed to insult... I mean, unless your entire purpose is to rage bait people, which, okay, but you got like 4.1k views from rage baiting. I'm going to be honest, bro. You need to up your game. If you're going to rage bait, up your game.
They always give you an exciting premise to lure you in, and then the rest is just the same rom-com.
I mean, he did bait me. I was getting triggered. But let's see. Let's see what he has to say. Because I have a feeling this is going to be one of those where he's just going to explain something that everyone already knows. We'll see.
Beats we've seen a million times. And that premise is usually a question. In the case of these 2 shows, it's, hey there, loser, what if hot girls were interested in the same weird stuff you're interested in, and because of that, they fall in love with you for some reason? I'm sure you've seen many of...
I mean, yeah, it's a wish fulfillment story. That's the point of a story. Are you surprised?
these in the past before. So let's talk about Otagyaru first. Otagyaru is about this boring otaku dweeb with no friends who is obsessed with Kirariman Pets, which is an anime targeted towards little girls. He finds out that this Gyaru, who is just the hottest girl ever, she's perfect and everyone loves her and she'd never associate with a weirdo otaku, is secretly into the same anime that he is.
I mean, sure, the likelihood is low, but it's not impossible. It's not impossible.
And thus a friendship blossoms between the two. And perhaps a romance too. And she also has another popular Gyaru friend who also
He's trying too hard to be funny.
falls in love with Mr. Otaku because...
Okay, this guy is a really try-hard loser. Isn't even... It's too try-hard. Right? The first beginning part where he's trying to do like a bait kind of thing. And he said, yeah, this is for losers. But by the way, I actually like it. And then proceeds to kind of just be like, oh yeah, this story's about a loser. I'm like, you're trying too hard. Otaku Khan literally has a friend in the first episode. I just feel like the dude's trying to generalize. He's trying to be edgy. He's wrong straight away. Yeah, I don't know. It's not... I want to watch this just to see how bad this video is, but already 2 minutes in, he's trying too hard to be funny, and it's not working. He's trying too hard to be edgy and funny. It just...
I don't know. I guess we need multiple waifus so the audience can pick their favorite. Otagyaru is the most textbook example of...
There is no favorite. He dates both.
...the anime archetype we're talking about today. It's meant to be a fantasy that injects you with as much
I mean, it's fiction, it's not reality. So by definition, yeah, it's a fantasy within your own mind.
Oxytocin, serotonin, dopamine, all that stuff. Yeah, it's supposed to make you feel good. And I say you...
Okay, cool. You've kind of... What's the point?
You, because yes, you, the viewer, are...
What are you doing in this anime? Especially, I wish I was the main protagonist in that anime, because then I'd actually have a girlfriend. I don't. So clearly I'm not him.
Supposed to self-insert into the main character's shoes. You are supposed to be living the fantasy and imagining how great it would be if you were in this situation.
To be honest, I still have better taste in the main protagonist in the anime because he's just into like one anime. I'm into multiple. God, this guy is so... But it's really hard to like... I'm trying to force myself to watch it because I'm just like, bro, you started off to be edgy. It didn't really land. You're doing the whole, well, actually, it was all a joke. But by the way, this is a self-insert of a loser. Okay, well, then clearly you still think the same thing. But it's like, he's just kind of like describing it. It's like a synopsis read by fucking... I don't know, from a bot. It just feels so soulless.
Situation. That's why there's a million scenes like this.
Yeah, because it's two girls that are interested in him. What did you expect?
Literally looking into the camera at you. That's the...
Yes, congratulations. You just told me the whole point of it. Again, which everyone would know if you watched it. A lot of these rom-coms are designed to be a self-insert because they're designed to be aimed at males. Teenager boys that are into anime. It's an anime about a guy that's into anime. Holy fucking shit. Call the presses, bro. You discovered the fucking Da Vinci Code. Wow. Duh.
The play. That's what this whole big carnival ride is about. Now, all of that being said, none of that is really bad. You know, that doesn't mean the show is bad. It's true that when I say shows like this are for losers, I mean that, you know, someone who fits the description of some geek with no friends and no success with women, they would...
Well, clearly you're one of them because fucking you got divorced apparently. I'm taking your word for it.
Benefit from this fantasy the most. It would be the exact kind of wish fulfillment they'd want or need.
Well, what if you don't fit that description? Can normal people enjoy such specifically targeted media?
That's a great question, PNG image of San Antonio Spurs superstar Victor Wembanyama. I'd say
it's not funny. I get what you're trying to do, but it's not a funny joke because you're trying to throw a punchline into something that no one probably even knows who that is. I don't. Probably most of your chat doesn't. It's like you're trying to be funny, but it's not funny. Is he reading a script? I fucking hope so, because this is fucking bad. This is bad. Why not break down Western teen romances? Nerdy girls with glasses where the hot guy is interested in the ugly girl. She takes off the glasses, has makeup, and then suddenly is beautiful.
The answer is yes, because it's not as specifically targeted as it seems. You may think that if you don't fit...
Why is this bit so forced? Because I think he's trying to be funny. That's why the first part was forced, that part's forced. It feels like he's trying to be comedic. I get it, but it sucks.
The mold of who the show is meant for, you won't get any enjoyment out of it, and I don't think that's true. This will be more apparent when we talk about the next show, but let's stick with Otegyaru for now. A common point that I bring up all the time on my channel is that you don't necessarily need to relate to the media you're watching to be able
I mean, I can tell that he is reading a script.
To enjoy it. You don't need to play chess to enjoy Queen's Gambit. You don't need to have experienced divorce to enjoy Marriage Story. And you don't need to be a pedophile to enjoy Mushoku Tensei.
Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. Edgelord trying to... Oh my god. Okay, yep. This guy's a tourist.
I think. Of course, you definitely don't need to be a loser.
God, this video is painful. I'm losing brain cells, bro.
To enjoy Otegyaru. It really isn't that deep. It's just fun to watch. But I will be real, if y'all...
Well, you said it was for losers.
Watch my video reacting to Spring 2026 anime, I was not a very big fan of this show off of first impressions. Because when you...
You know what? You know how I know that he's just factually wrong about this anime? You want to know who I recommended this anime to? Some of you will know. I recommended it to Cindy. She's in love with the anime. Now, I'm just assuming she's like super hot, attractive. Because I don't know what she looks like. But she's a female. She's a nerdy anime female chick. She loves the anime. If that says anything, that shatters his whole illusion about what he's trying to paint about this show.
Watch the first episode, it's like, oh brother, just another wish fulfillment rom-com. But Otegyaru is just so inoffensive and so perfectly basic, it just works. Normally you'd compare a trashy anime to eating junk food, like, you know, McDonald's sucks, but you eat it because it's cheap and it's good for what it is. I wouldn't even say Otegyaru is like junk food. It's like whatever you have for breakfast in the morning. Just what do you have to eat to start your day? You don't think about it that much. There's no possible way it can piss you off. Like, you gotta eat...
Cindy is the non-tan Garu. I mean, yeah. I can't, to me, I can't picture her in my mind. Because I don't know what she looks like. I don't have anything to description to go based on.
In the morning before you run off to work or whatever, so the food is just food. That's what Otegyaru is. And you know, they say breakfast is the most important meal of the day, so maybe Otegyaru is the most important anime of the season. Sorry, Witch Hat Atelier. Sorry, ReZero Season 4. Get the fuck out of the way, because...
McDonald's isn't even cheap anymore? No, it's not. It's fucking expensive. It's so expensive and it's shit. Which is why I don't know why people still go to Macca's. KFC is even more expensive. Dude, this video is bright. Yeah, it's...
Because the streets are standing K...
Use your imagination. If I use my imagination, I'll have to stop this stream.
Amane and Kotoko Ijichi? Which one is your favorite? Comment down below. Do you have a favorite PNG image of San Antonio Spurs superstar Victor Wembanyama?
Nah, they both look like very uninteresting characters.
Yeah, you're right. They are.
He's trying to... I thought you said this, what you liked it, and it isn't for losers. And then he's trying to call it for losers, and he's trying to... It's like you're having a conversation with the character... Bro, you're trying too hard. It's so fucking cringy. How the fuck did you get 77k fucking followers?
But again, that doesn't make the show bad. I would say that Otegyaru is...
McDonald's has closed stores in... I mean, there's a Macca's locally, but yeah.
A perfect execution.
Bro, how long do you have to watch this? Alright, you know what? I'll make this a bit easier for you. Because, yeah, I still want to see what he has to say. Let's speed this up.
Of this formula, and it doesn't really add anything to it to make it special, but it also doesn't do anything horribly stupid to make it bad. Now, I haven't read the manga, so I don't know how all that goes, but I'm just going off the anime.
Yeah, I kind of spoiled something before. Because I do know what happens in the manga.
Yeah, you know, there's a charm in watching as a third-party observer, not self-inserting and just seeing all the goofy stuff that happens, just all the heartwarming moments, all the fun jokes that they have sometimes, and in a really weird multiple-layer meta sense. While it's fun for an otaku to fantasize about what it'd be like to have a hot girl,
I like the way he's talking as if he's not an otaku, which at least he's using the word otaku and not weeb. Fuck does that trigger me when people use the word weeb. I get most people use. For me, pre-2020, the word weeb meant something very different to me, and it still means that to me. So I hate when people use the word weeb, unless it's like in a sarcastic way. He's not using the right nods to get the point. No, he's not. He's not funny. It's too try hard. He's trying to make a point, but he's flip-flopping all around. He's trying to insult you, but at the same time not insult you, but still trying to insult you. He's not an otaku. No, he's not. He's a tourist and a grifter. I can tell, but at least he used the word otaku correctly. But he talked as if others are otaku, so he's not even referring to himself as one, which means he thinks he's above you.
girl be into them.
Weeb is good for clickbaity title. It is. It is. And I understand if someone uses it for clickbait, uses it for like trolling people. I just personally don't like when people use the word weeb as a self-description to replace the word otaku in a serious manner, because then I just think you're an idiot. I just think you're retarded, and I have no respect for you. But if you want to use it in a sarcastic way, otaku is just an obsession. Yeah. I'm an otaku. I'm fucking obsessed about anime, bro. I watch like anime every day. I play games every day. I mean, for fuck's sake, I play fucking Nikkei. It's a fucking anime gooning fucking waifu simulator.
It's also fun to
if I wasn't an otaku, then what the fuck am I?
fantasize about being an otaku, fantasizing about what it'd be like to
Nerd, otaku, weeaboo are all insults, and I don't care. I mean, yes, nerd used to be an insult. It's more of a calling now. Otaku is an insult in Japan, but we use it more of a self-description of anime fans. But weeaboo and weeb is generally seen as a much more heavier insult for the West.
to have hot girls interested in it, right?
That uses figure currency? Yes, everything applies to figure currency for me. Time is money, baby. The more money I can make on YouTube, the more figures I can buy. The more figures I buy, the more badly I'm going to need to build that super big room out, so then I can fucking build a fucking anime weeb cave. You're an Australian, and I intend to conquer this country. And I'm already building a team. Me and my team, we're going to conquer Australia. Tony's part of it. We're going to build a team. We're going to conquer Australia. Let us conquer.
Okay, so we talked about Otegyaru.
I mean, that's the thing. Australia is easy to conquer. You just need a good amount of otakus, make a fuck ton of money, become rich and famous, and we'll fucking take over. We'll corrupt this country into be a weeb heaven.
And I think it's a perfectly fine
See, that was partly, well, actually, not really a joke, because we're gonna conquer. You are the avatars. Thank you.
show. I would recommend it if you want to watch something on the TV while folding your laundry or something. But now let's talk about the other show that I want to feature in this video. I made friends with the second prettiest girl in my class.
You didn't even say anything in the first fucking six minutes, you...
Or again, Kuranika. This is a show that I'm reacting to episode by episode on Patreon. Shameless plug. It's $5 to get access to a bunch of reactions on there.
Nah, just sub to mine. Just sub to mine. Mine's better. I come over Discord. Marry Elon Musk. He could just give me a loan. Or he could just give me some money. He's got plenty of money. He's going to be IPO in SpaceX. He can give me, you know, a couple of million, 10 million. That'd be alright. That's all I need. It's another 10 million. We'll be good. Aussie is basically another world still on Earth. Yeah, it's hell on Earth. And we'll use it to protect anime.
You obviously don't have to, but I mean...
never mind. Both of you are rancid. What the fuck is that word?
Don't you want to help pay...
Are you trying to say racist or rancid? Because if it's the word racist, then yes, I am racist. Absolutely 100% racist. Look in my eyes. Look at my eyes. I am 100% racist. Asian women are fucking hot.
for another bottle. I actually don't drink anymore. The doctor said I was developing fatty liver disease, so yeah.
I'm sorry, that is kind of funny. He got a fatty liver disease from alcohol. I got it. Racism is base? Exactly.
One who was expecting me to binge drink for Steel Ball Run. I hate to disappoint you, but that ain't happening. But yeah, Kuranika. While Otagyaru is just a good show, it's fine.
He needs to sort out his fatty liver. Cut out the alcohol, bro. It's not good for you.
It's good. It's whatever. I think Kuranika is a so bad it's good show. This anime is fucking terrible. Like, it's embarrassing to watch. But it's also one of my...
Okay, so you said you like these, but now it is for losers. Bro, work out what you're fucking trying to say.
My favorite shows from this season. Because let's look...
Why do reaction content and sell it on your Patreon if you don't like it? Which means you're forcing yourself to watch something that you don't like. Are you retarded? Are you retarded? Like, bro, why watch it then? If you don't like it, don't watch it. Rancid as slimy, kind of rotten. I have no idea what the I don't understand these words.
Look at the anatomy of it. You know, this is the premise of the show. Kuranika is about this boring otaku.
The alcohol is causing his lazy eye. I don't know, but apparently it's clearly causing his fatty liver, so... I'm not going to be mean to him. He needs to sort that out. Cut back on the alcohol, just like I cut back on my soda. I've been sticking to it. I've cut back by 80%. I'm only down to my 2 small glasses a day. I've been a good boy.
With no friends who loves B movies. He finds out that the titular second...
Rancid is another word for stinky. Rancid is a locker room stinky. I had no idea what that word meant. It's raining outside. I could hear a little bit of rain, so I was like, so it's raining.
Prettiest girl.
Good job, thank you. I mean, I was determined. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna cut back. I'd seen some people say I should completely cut out my soda intake. I was like, bro, that would be so hard to cut. Like, I already get like the little cravings to want to have my glass. But it's like cutting back by 80%. That was a lot more than I was intending. But I'm pretty happy that I've cut back. And they're small glasses, right? The glasses are only... If you see some of my other videos, you'll see the glasses. They're like... They're not that big, right? They're little, small, little round glasses. So... But I'm happy that I've cut back that much. Because it's a massive drop. Like, 80% drop is a pretty big drop. I've thought about maybe trying to cut back more, but... Cutting back even more is going to be a challenge. Unless I can get like a smaller glass again. It's like, yeah, that's going to be a interesting challenge.
On his class, who is just the hottest girl ever, she's perfect and everyone loves her and she'd never associate with a weirdo otaku, is secretly into the same stuff he is, and thus a friendship blossoms between the two. And perhaps a secret romance too. And also...
What are you trying to do, bro? Like, what are you trying to do? It's not funny. Why are you trying so hard?
So she's friends with this white...
You save money by just drinking plain water too? Yes, I worked out roughly, right? So I did the math. So roughly, I'm working out and on average, this accounts for also driving and getting it all and all the rest. I worked out that I save about $2 per day, right? And if a figure costs $250, roughly, right? We're working on figure economies here, right? So if it's $250 for a figure, we divide that by 2, that's 125 days. If we divide that by an on average of months, it takes about 4.1 months to be able to buy an additional figure just from the savings that I take from cutting back on Coke. So that's great. I could buy an additional 3 figures per year. I call that winning. Figure economics, or figurenomics.
Woman who is the #1 prettiest girl, and for some reason she's interested.
Purchased Lipton tea. It tastes. I used to drink green tea, Lipton tea, and I really liked it. But again, I'm trying to focus on the water and just cut back on as much sugar as possible. Like really cut it back.
In Mr. Otaku too, and
I mean, maybe I could go to Lipton tea instead of the Coke. Maybe that's a better alternative. I could work out the numbers on that end, but yeah.
course, she's just the hottest girl ever. She's perfect and everyone loves her. She'd never associate with a weirdo otaku. Oh my god, I can't believe she's talking to me. Wow, don't you wish this could happen in real life? Are you feeling the dopamine hit yet? That's the plot, right? You know, it's literally the same thing
You've repeated yourself twice, bro, and you're still trying to do the shitty, edgy joke.
as Otagyaru and all
It didn't work the first time, it didn't work the second time, it didn't work the fucking third time either.
these other self-insert wish fulfillment stories. But even if it is the same thing we've seen before, there are so many bizarre, baffling
Energy drinks, basically the high potent ones. Yeah, I mean, energy drinks just aren't good.
decisions made in this show that make it so that you can't stop watching. If Otagyaru was like a normal breakfast, then Kuranika is like trying a foreign dish for the first
I have tried green tea. There was a green tea thing that I bought once. It just didn't, like, the pure green tea, I didn't really like as much. It's like the ones that they buy in Japan, right? You see them in the animes, right? I saw one of those in the shopping complex, and I bought one. I didn't like it. It was too, like, strong for me. I liked the Lipton green tea because it was a little bit more sweet, which probably has a lot more sugar in it, so it's probably not good. But at that point, I'd probably be better just to drink pure tea.
time. And you know, it's kind of weird, like you don't know what it is you're really even eating, and you're not
At that point, I could drink Milos, because I have Milo here. But the thing is, Milo has sugar in it.
really sure if you like it or not, but you keep trying it because you're like, I think I like this. Maybe this is good. Because here's the thing, and this is heavy spoilers for Kuranika, just so you know. The dynamic between the lead, Maki Maehara, and the female lead, Umi Asanagi, is actually pretty well done and fun to watch. They have
I thought you just said this show is... For fuck's sake. 1 minute's for losers, and it's not for losers, and it is for losers, and not for losers. Now it is for losers, but it's not for losers. Make up your fucking mind, bro.
good chemistry, they're believable as friends, and their dialogue is fun to watch.
What is this? It's fine to point out formulas, but that's like the point of the Showman formula or the isekai. What is this video? I don't get the point of this video. He's just describing like the point of a romance anime, and I'm like, bro, how are you so bad at this? Like, I can never tell if you're being serious because of all the sarcasm. Like, do you have a daughter or is it just a joke? XD. Apparently there's a video defending Rent a Girlfriend. Well, there you go. You lost your right. Okay. Yeah, here you are on said channel. If you don't like it, Jesus Christ. The title alone has convinced me to actually start watching. Well, there you go. I'm so glad you clarified that was a PNG of set. This was honestly much better than the initially expected. There is actually a very fun slop in the morning.
Watch. I've compared it to watching
What, he defended Rental Girlfriend? Yep, he defended Rent a Girlfriend.
Mai and Sakata go back and forth in Bunny Girl Senpai. But it's like the great value version. And Sakata isn't a huge loser like Maehara is. But the big character drama that goes on is that Asanagi is the titular second prettiest girl in class, right? And because of that, she develops an inferiority complex towards Yu Amami, the prettiest girl in class. Even though they're best friends, right? All of their friends are really there for Amami and they don't really give a fuck about her. All the boys like her. And she starts getting close with Maehara too. Because even though Asanagi and Maehara become friends, they keep it a secret because... I don't know why. So Amami becomes...
Because she clearly has an inferiority complex. So she's scared. Did you not understand the point of the show? Right? It's like, yeah, she's scared because she has an inferiority complex. So she's keeping her friendship away because she's scared of judgment. Because she has an inferiority complex. Duh.
Becomes friends with Maehara on her own, not knowing that he's already friends with Asanagi. And the reason they become friends is because he got mad at her for inviting him to hang out in an arcade. And I guess she thought that was cool or something. So those two start getting close, and Asanagi is like, oh shit, it's happening again. She's always taking everything that's mine. I finally have this boy who shares the same weirdo interest as me. I'm comfortable around him. He's interested in me. I have fun with him. And here comes Amami to take him away. I'm always second place to her. This is a legitimately interesting character conflict. And it made me say while I was reacting, see, this is the character.
You watched it? Yeah, I'm watching the anime. I just was watching it before the stream. I'll probably watch it more after the stream.
She should have been the main character. This is like a character arc. This is a conflict. She feels insecure, like that's her homegirl, but like she's insecure about it. Oh my god, this might have been a god level anime if she was the main character, and this dweeb was like actually...
Oh my god, you can tell this dude hates otaku culture but he's trying to grift off of it because he wants relevancy. It's a trend chase. All right, we have to check something. All right, let's check it. Oldest. Fucking called it. Fucking called it. Fucking knew it. Fucking knew it. If you can't tell what I knew straight away, say it in the chat. Say it in the chat. Repeat after me. Covert weeb. He's a covert weeb. Never fails. Never fucking fails. Let's look exactly when he did his first video. February of 2021. Oh my god. Right after the COVID high. Wow. Predictable. Covert tourist, covert weeb, call it whatever you want. 5 years ago, musician. Cool. I'm dying. So predicted. Yep. I knew it. As soon as he was talking, I'm like, I bet she started back then. Ugh.
Actually, somebody, you know what I'm saying? Somebody worth fighting over. Yeah, like, who cares about what this dude has to say about all this? Like, what is... We don't care, bro. Like, we want to see her perspective on this.
More like covert tourist? Yeah, it's probably the better wording. Oh my god, my throat, like, dried up, and it's like... I just saw the craziest video about the anime man. Dude said Joey is half German, half Japanese, and was making all kinds of weird implications. Crazy, his channel was called Mo Hates Media. Well, that's just weird.
Okay, see, this is the most interesting character stuff. Like, why would they not have made it? I know why they didn't. Because all of this goes outside of the realm of self-insert fantasy. Oh, hot girls want to get with me, and oh, they like the same things I...
Okay, so he's trying to say that the girl should be the main protagonist, not the guy, but they are both the main protagonist. You idiot. Isn't Joey half Australian? Yes, he is. This guy is an actual idiot. Because he's trying to say, oh, the chick should be the main protagonist, but she is. You do know two people can be a main protagonist. They are both the main protagonists. Him and her are the main protagonists. Duh. They're both the main protagonists. They're the love interests. And yes, you have the crash out pass, Tony. Knock yourself out. He sounds like a male feminist. He sounds like a fucking idiot. It's like he fails to understand what he's saying, but he's trying so hard. She is my... Oh my lord. Yeah, she is. She's the main protagonist. Like, both can be the main protagonist, but he's trying to say, oh, she should be, but it's like, she is. He's so stupid.
I like, oh my god, imagine. Fuck all that. Now you're watching, like, legit character drama happen. And, you know, of course, no doubt, we all know that other rom-com stories have these things. If you look at some of the best rom-com shows of the past few years, there's always this...
I actually feel like now trying to finish watching this and get up to date on it so that I could actually do my own video on it.
Type of interpersonal drama that makes things interesting. But what makes Kuraniga different is all these little weird decisions that make you think, huh? At least 5 times an episode. Oh, nah, yeah, now you're getting too comfortable. We cool, but we not that cool.
I'd marry her if she did that in my house.
Thank you, reasonable response. What? Did somebody cast like a sleep spell or something? Motherfucking Jigglypuff in there. Why did he just like literally pass out like that though? Why are these characters doing that? What is happening? Why did she say that?
Kick him at you.
Why did he do that? It's so insane. It's amazing.
If he wants a female protagonist, go watch something else. Yeah. I think he just fails to understand that two characters can have a lot of depth and character development that are both main protagonists.
Amazing. That's what makes it so bad it's good. It's like watching Love
It makes it so bad that it's good, but you still said it's bad. Bro, you've said that it's good and bad at the same time like a million times. Make up your fucking mind.
Island or something. One of those trashy reality TV shows. I remember back in the day, I used to really like watching Jersey Shore for some reason.
we don't overload, bro. Oh, my bad. Oh, I mean, yeah, boy.
I get the same feeling watching Kuronika. It's like Jersey Shore. It's just like, you know, what the fuck am I watching? But yeah, that brings me back to the larger point of anime targeted towards losers, because Kuronika is still that. It just has all this other stuff piled on top of it. The male lead is still just a boring blank slate with nothing really going on with him, so...
But he's not. He does have a personality. He has interests. She has the similar interests. So by saying he's boring and a blank slate would also imply that also she's a blank slate and boring. So you're kind of contradicting yourself. Because they both have similar interests. That's how they bond. So you're just being fucking stupid.
So you can definitely still watch this as a self-insert fantasy of, wow, imagine getting a hot girl you can hang out with, like one of the bros, and even though you have no friends, she and her even hotter friend will stick up for you when people try to pick on you. Because look, I have a daughter that's entering around that middle school age, so she's a little bit younger, and to my surprise, a lot of...
Yeah, it's so stupid. I just don't get how he's come to this conclusion.
The 12, 13, 14-year-old boys at her school are watching this anime, according to what she tells me. I don't know. None of them are probably anything like the main character in this anime. So what enjoyment can, you know, a normal little boy who is probably the target age demographic of this show, honestly, what can they even get?
They both bond over their love for movies. Yeah. They both have similar interests. So he's saying, oh yeah, this guy's just boring and blank slate as insert. And I'm like, but he does have interests. Right? He has clear interests and so does she. And that's why they bond, because they both have interests in weird, obscure things that allows them to connect to each other. It's like you're failing to understand the whole premise of it. He hates the male entity because that's not how real relationships work. That's why it's a story. He's an idiot. Maybe he wants a self-insert where there's a divorce with a daughter.
Get out of something like this? Well, it's what I said earlier about either putting yourself in the shoes of a loser and having fun with the fantasy from there, or just watching to enjoy the drama from an outsider perspective. Or, and this is where I'm at, watching to enjoy the dumpster fire. I think a lot of...
Okay, you keep contradicting. He keeps contradicting himself. 1 minute he's saying he likes it, then he hates it, he likes it, he hates it, he likes it. So it's a dumpster fire. So you think it's shit. So you're only watching it to grift, to sell a Patreon. Who the fuck would pay you money?
People get hung up on watching shows like this because they think, you know, well, I'm not a loser without any friends who's desperate for girls to like them, so why would I watch this? And, you know, that makes a lot of sense, but like I said,
Again, you can have female friends and still find the show enjoyable.
My whole point is that there's a lot of enjoyment you can get out of stuff like this that's unrelated to all that fantasy stuff. Because at the end of the day, it's really not that deep. It's just a cartoon. Think about all the weirdo media that's out there that's perfectly fine for you to just watch and enjoy, and it's whatever. It doesn't say anything about you as a person for the most part. Personally, I think Kuronika would be one of those shows that would be good to put on in the background. You know, when you got a bunch of people over, and then once in a while, people will...
What type of life must you to create the creature in front of us? Yeah, that's what I'm bloody thinking too.
Tune in and laugh at whatever nonsense is going on screen. But as for Otagyaru, I don't know, maybe just enjoy that one on your own. Like I said, it's a little too tame and normal to be all that entertaining in a group.
I thought it's a self-insert for losers, but now it's too tame and normal. For fuck's sake, dude, you keep contradicting yourself. You're all over the place. It's like he just can't make up his mind what he wants to say.
There's not much to get out of it. But I do want to reiterate that I think they're worth watching. I would recommend that you go check out these anime. That's all I got for the video, though. Leave a...
So now you recommend it. For
like, subscribe, and comment below what you think of Otagyaru and Kuronika, and consider donating to Patreon for access to...
Don't give this dude money. He's a fucking idiot. Dude's a fucking idiot. My god, was that fucking horrible. Like, why is he watching it? Clearly to grift. That was such a fucking stupid show. I still do want to see what he says in here, but we're not doing that tonight. That was fucking too much. Wait, he recommends it? Yeah, he recommends it. After he bloody trashes on it. It's like, for fuck's sake, bro. Why? I can't do this, bro. I can't do this. These people. I'm going insane, bro. I'm going insane. Never give money to tourists? No, never give money to tourists. I lost 53.3 brain cells. Dude, my throat is killing after raising my voice so high because I got triggered. I might have to find some honey. Maybe warm it and put it in some warm water and drink some honey water to try and soothe that voice. Thank you for the platinum membership. Tony Down Under, what was the point of this video? I would love to fucking know. I genuinely would. You know one video we could watch, Tony? Nah, I was kidding. But yeah, that video was just stupid. That was generally a really, really stupid video. Ugh, my voice. That, because I raised my voice, it killed it. Ugh. Rip. And my cat is just sitting at the door, being a pain in the ass. I've got some honey, so I'll probably boil some water or something and probably make some like honey water or something. But what do you want? Get a job. You gonna come in or fuck off? Get your fat ass in here. Retard. Look at this thing. Fucking disgusting. Look at it. It's disgusting. Off you go. Begone, Satan! Exactly. She's hungry? She got fed 2 hours ago. I fed her before the stream. I made sure to feed her before the stream so she wouldn't bloody bug me during the stream. And what did she do? Bug me during the stream because I could hear her during the bloody door. Stupid bloody animal. Oh, that was crazy. That was a hell of experience. But yeah, one last thing I did want to talk about, right? Let's just quickly. You got to show them Dojo one. Oh yeah, I do want to do that, but I'm gonna save it for the next video because of my voice. My voice is too cracked to talk about the Dojo one. Because I was intending to actually show some of the stuff that I've learned in my dojo, well, with karate and stuff, so yeah. Let's just have a look. I'd love to know people's thoughts about this.
Long
You should do your photo text.
ago, there was a land called Hyrule, created by beings of supreme divinity. At the very edge of this kingdom, there lay a small forest. Within it, an ancient solitary tree quietly watched over the inhabitants of the forest. These forest dwellers were called the Kokiri. Each had a fairy companion, and they lived out their
This
innocent
game better be the
lives in
best
these
fucking thing on the
woods.
planet. Otherwise, I'm gonna rage.
However, there was one
I have a bunch of theories about
particular
it.
boy who did not have a fairy.
Oh, my nose is running and that hanky is like terrible. That's better. You hope that Desert dodges this? I hope so too. I mean, here's the thing, right? I'll play it. Here's the thing. There are several ways they can go about this, because this is a reimagine, which means they're going to rebuild it from the ground up in the original vision of Ocarina of Time, but as a different game. There are a bunch of things that they can do with this, right? Clearly, they're going to have the simple foundations of having, you know, the temples and the Master Sword and the basics of what the game is about. But I'm wondering, there is one thing I'm wondering they're going to change, is the Gerudo Desert and the people out there, because that has a long nose and people claim that it's racist. If you want to know what the racist thing is, I might say it, but yeah. But that's one thing I could see them changing. As far as other things go, it makes me wonder if they'll add the same like types of temples and stuff, but kind of change them up a little bit. Because there was one missing temple out of the original Ocarina of Time, which was the Air Temple. The Air Temple was always meant to be added into the Ocarina of Time, but it was scrapped due to just limited time and resources, which was also another thing, because the Ice Arrow was meant to be more useful. The Ice Arrow never really gets used, which is, I think, it was always meant to be used for something more important. So I just have a sneaking suspicion. They bet not. Yeah, I hope not. But you mean how they look like tall female goblins? Yeah. But I could see them changing the Gerudo. I mean, they could maybe try and make it more look like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom look. Which I'm like, I do like the Tears of the Kingdom and the Breath of the Wild look. But to change it from what's in Ocarina of Time is going to piss people off. That is going to piss people off. So that's the thing, right? You're going to have some people that are going to cheer on the change and some that not. What are your thoughts on the new Fire Emblem? I'll get to that next. But as far as the temple designs, are they going to keep it the same type of puzzles, bosses, mini-bosses, monsters, all that kind of stuff? I hope they make the temples bigger, and I hope they add the missing one that they were always going to add. And I hope they add little mini dungeons or little temple or little mini dungeons in between the main temples to allow you to get other things. I just hope they make the game bigger and better, right? Yeah, like I said, I generally hope they make the game bigger and better, but keep the foundations the way it is. $80 is atrocious. If the game's good, I'm not opposed to paying $80. If the game is actually good, right? But it needs to be good. The value for content needs to be there. I'm okay in repaying more if they put the value for content in there. There'll definitely be a lot of changes that will piss off people who are fans of the original game. Yeah, and I think that's why they're holding off on maybe showing things, which probably maybe might not work well for them. But I do think they're gonna release a lot of information very quickly, all at the last minute, because this is coming out this year, and we've got 6 months for this year left, like just over 6 months. Brother, I am holding out hope. I am too. So for me, it's like, I think that they're clearly going to drop it around Christmas, which means you're probably going to hear a lot more information in like the next 2-3 months. Like, they're going to drop so much information. Probably once Fire Emblem comes out, then they'll drop a lot of information. Hey, Espiritu, what's your take on the whole drama that started on the new God of War game? God of Laundry? I think people just want, you know, not characters to look like trash. This month's my birthday month. Well, that's good. I think Nintendo is desperate. They're rehashing Ocarina of Time yet again. I don't think them doing this is desperation. every gaming studio is doing it because it's a big trend, right? Going on nostalgia is something that's become a big trend, and a lot of companies are milking on nostalgia and trend because a lot of older gamers want to go back to reminiscing over the old times. So doing stuff like this is their way of kind of like taking that. But they've got to do it right. And I think they know that if they don't do this right, it's going to piss fans off. So I do have hope that Nintendo probably knows that the fans will be pretty pissed if they fuck this up. So I'm hopeful that they keep the game the same way. But one thing I could see them doing, for example, is removing where the water temple was and putting the water temple in Zora's domain. Because originally the water temple was meant to be in Zora's domain, and it was meant to technically be a water temple that was frozen over. Old games are better. They are. But it's one of those where a lot of studios are building old retro games because there is a lot of demand for old school games being brought into a modern audience, and especially with graphics and technology. The fact is, though, is that you need to do it right and not do it wrong. A lot of games do end up changing things for the worse. I own the original, I own the 3DS version and the Nintendo 64 version. I own both versions. So my overall thoughts is just straightforward that my hopes is that they take the original game, keep pretty much everything the same, upgrade the graphics, and add the missing content that was meant to be added, and just shuffle some of the things around. Like, for example, move the water temple to Zora's domain, put it where it was originally meant to be, make it that frozen water temple, add the air temple, make the temples slightly bigger, more complex, make the world a bit more vaster and a bit more expansive, make the towns and the cities a little bit more bigger, and make sure that you can go around it in a 3D model. Maybe add extra little mini games in there, right? Add extra side quests into the world itself. Add more additional caves and dungeons and stuff to discover and unlock different types of things, right? Add more to the game, but keep the fundamentals the same. But yeah, tweak where there's needed to be. Make sure that the actual ice arrow is useful. Add the air temple. Move the water temple. You know, do those things. I'm okay with those. But if you're going to change the Gerudo Desert people, ooh, that's going to piss some people off. That's going to piss some people off. I get people say it's racist, but at the end of the day, I don't care. Keep it the same way. I don't want it changed. Doesn't need to change. Who cares? Get butthurt. Keep it the same. But I have a feeling they might change that to be more in line with Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom look. Which is gonna piss people off that are diehard fans, but the leftist, everything is racist, are gonna cheer it on. The game will still sell well even if they do that change. It's not racist? No, it's not. But I can tell you right now, even if they make that change, I think they know it will sell well still. It will still sell well. Some people will boycott it, but it won't be enough. Because Zelda is just such a big game title. It is a game that moves consoles. This game should have released when Switch 2 came out. Because that's what would have sold the console like hotcakes. People will buy a Switch 2 just to play this game. Spiritu, maybe online stream you'll talk about the digital ID because it's getting worse and worse. I may save that for next stream. I may pull some stuff up and talk about digital ID. There is a tweet. Actually, I don't know where the tweet is now. There we go. Yeah. I'll keep that up for next stream. But yeah, I think overall, got to call out the leftist normie grifters, yeah. And then we have, I have a lot of mixed thoughts about this, because I'm going to be honest, I don't think this is going to sell that well. I don't think this new Fire Emblem game is going to sell that well. That was the Mario Kart World's job, and the console sells pretty well. To be honest, I think it would have sold tenfold more. I think you would have sold 3 times more consoles if you put Ocarina of Time on it. If you put Ocarina of Time on the Switch 2, it would have sold 3 times more units of the console. I guarantee you. Ocarina of Time, Zelda sells consoles. Mario Kart? No. I know a lot of friends that didn't get a Switch 2 because they're still waiting for Ocarina of Time. A lot of friends. Trust me, yes, Mario Kart would have helped sell it, and they know it would have, but Ocarina of Time would have sold it in waves. And I think maybe they did that deliberately, probably because they didn't have enough consoles made to ship. My brother wants a Switch 2. Yeah. I mean, I know, I just got a Switch 2 the other day. I know my friends will be getting a Switch 2. I know at least 3 people. One's in the chat that will be getting a Switch 2 due to all these games coming out. Because the only games that I really care about is Ocarina of Time, Xenoblade, the new Xenoblade, and Fire Emblem. Which is this one.
This is the Dagdan Empire, a prosperous land ruled by the gods.
And I could use my Elgato and set up, when I set everything up, I could set like everything up and have my Elgato and play the new Zelda game on stream, and I might consider it. It'd take a little bit of testing, but I kind of want to get a third screen if I want to do that. But we'll see.
The capital, Daxian.
Yes, I have no doubt Zelda would. And yeah, Mario Kart clearly sold copies, but I can tell you right now, when Zelda comes out, Switches are going to sell. And I think Switches are going to start selling now because of the $70 increase that's going to happen. So if you do want to Switch 2, the price is going up. That's why I bought mine now.
Place host to the Heroic Games, the winner of which is granted one wish. Powerful fighters from across the land have gathered to participate. The story revolves around 4 heroes.
I mean, I know what you're all thinking.
Kai, a young boy determined to win the games to save his imprisoned father. Dietrich, a swordsman ever on the hunt for a stronger foe. Theodora, a queen seeking to fulfill the long-held dream of her homeland. And Lita, a musician with her sights set on revenge. Guide whichever character you...
I can guarantee you this character is going to be that annoying, obnoxious, screechy character that's like, I'm going to save my father, blah, 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 blah. And friendship power.
Choose to victory as they...
He's going to be the main protagonist, friendship power. She's probably going to be the only, most of the ones what most guys will play.
Weave their own.
I noticed so many cast of the characters are like different, like darker skins. And I bet you there'll still be drama. So what did he steal? I kid.
Unique tale.
Passed to me, Blade.
Between matches, you can...
He will be the one thing that all the chicks are going to play because it's Dimitri. It's just Dimitri. Now that black representation. Yeah, it's black representation. But I just think the game's just not going to sell that well because it's trying too hard to be free houses, but not be free houses.
Between matches, you can strengthen your forces in different ways.
I could be wrong and the game sells really well, but I just have a feeling it's not going to sell that well. The only people that are probably going to buy it is really diehard fans.
I'm figuring it out.
Recruit new allies.
The funny thing is the recruitable allies look better than the ones that you can start off with.
Or travel.
This map looks really, really weirdly interesting because it looks like everything has different types of things like weapons, items. It looks like it's one of those where potentially it almost looks like Path of fucking Exiles, where it's like those maps where you go out and you explore. My question is these repeatable and does it get progressively harder as you go out? And are there specific rewards? Like, that's my question, because that looks like it's like cooking stuff, weapon stuff, gold or items. you know, different types of things, like different types of rewards, right? So I have a sneaking suspicion that this is a lot of like resource farming management. It looks like it's going to be a Temu Fire Emblem free house. Yeah, it does. It looks like it's going to be a Temu Fire Emblem, where it's trying to do something different, but it's trying to be the same thing, but it's also riding on the whole Sylphie thing, but it's in a different continent, so it's not really tied, but it has some ties. And I think that's the problem. It's trying too hard. For $80, I think only Fire Emblem fans will buy it. I think the die-hard fans, the die-hard fans, will buy it, and the lefties, if they even buy it. But I think a lot of normal people are just going to look at this and go, this just looks like a discount version of Free Houses. Is it physical, though? I believe they're selling the physical. I do want to see what the collector's edition looks like.
Or travel beyond Daxian's walls to gain experience.
And you can see already with that little screenshot there, they've got the same thing from Free Houses. The little skills, the specific skill type stuff. So it's very clear that they're doing the whole kind of like academy skill system, just built in a different form. So they're copying basically Free Houses, because that was the game that sold the best. Free Houses sold really well. So they're trying to milk on it.
How you spend your free time is up to you.
And the whole friendship thing, they're taking Shadows of Valentia, walking around. They did that with Engage as well, where you're going to be able to go into caves 3D and all the rest. Okay, so JB does have her. Well, EB Games didn't have her at the time, so maybe I need to get up in the morning and go down there and bloody pester them. Can you check, Tony, if EB Games has it?
To you. Combat takes the form of turn-based tactical battles. Consider your...
Because if I have to order it from JB, that will be a pain in the ass. I'd prefer to get it from EB locally, but we'll see.
Weapons range.
It's going to be annoying if bloody EB doesn't have it, but yeah.
And your unit's strengths on the battlefield. Plus, each of the 4 main characters comes with their own special techniques. By using these techniques to the fullest, you might turn the tide of battle.
Rejoice with me at the advent of the underworld.
Maybe I could go over Fergan's video, whatever he's Fergus video, but I feel like I'll probably watch that off stream because it's probably going to be boring.
Look upon the promised one, who will route you here and guide the living to salvation.
And it's clear it's got a white protagonist, so they're still trying to go with that. They're just a bunch of shitty options. So,
How did it feel to upheave the world? Begone from us, the darkest dark.
See, they're trying to really milk on Sylphie. I'm gonna buy Free Houses. It's probably the better one to get. And I mean, yeah, it's coming out in like 3 months. So they're gonna have a lot more information in the coming probably like month and a half. I'm just curious about Sylphie. I can guarantee they're going to use her as a massive hook to try and get people to buy the game. That's going to be their main lure. They're going to try and use that as a main lure to get people to buy the game. And it might work. It might not. I'm not sure. But I just feel like unless they can really milk nostalgia from it, I don't think the game's going to sell that well. I just really don't think Free Houses is going to sell that well. I think Ocarina of Time will sell phenomenal. No matter what they do with Ocarina of Time, that game is going to sell copies. That will sell a lot of copies. Free Houses, this trailer bored me. It feels like it's trying to be Free Houses, but be different. But it also just feels like a DEI hire list. Like, she looks pretty cool, right? But I just thought it was interesting where they're like, yeah, we made 3 dark-skinned characters. And it's like, it feels forced. it feels forced. Because to be honest, I find this character annoying because it's like a kid. Oh, I'm here to save my father. I can already smell the friendship power talk coming from him. Those two seem interesting, right? I feel like this is probably going to be like an Edelgard character. This is going to be a Dimitri character. This is going to be a Claude character. And this is going to be like the wild card character. Because technically in Free Houses, they're a free pass. Which technically in Free Houses, if you go down the church route, that is the revenge route. So that's the revenge route. That's the Claude route. That's the Edelgard route. And that's the Dimitri route. It's pretty obvious. That's my problem. Not even the standard. Yeah, that's what bugs me. They don't even have it up. Maybe I need to go bloody down to... Oh, I don't know. I mean, I could always go see my friend... Is he awake? No, he's gone to sleep because it is late, so he's probably gone to sleep. I could always bug him tomorrow and go to JB and maybe do a collector's edition. I might have to go to JB and look into it. It's just annoying that EB doesn't have it up on their website. And they told me to check the emails, but it's not up. So, but yeah. It is what it is. But yeah, I'll probably make that the end of the stream. I, gave my thoughts and opinions. Like I said, I'm going to try it out. I'll see what the game's like. But I feel like I said it's going to be a discount version. It's going to be a Temu version of Free Houses. Do it now because it's going far. Yeah, I bet you it's selling far. I'll have to do it tomorrow. I mean, I might check with EB Games and see if they've got it in Gawler. And then if not, I'll just check with, like, JB, different places. Dojo. I'll do the Dojo video next stream. Because my voice is still too crackly. So I'll do the Dojo video next stream. But yeah, much appreciate it. I will hopefully stream soon again. We'll have some fun stuff to go over. And I will see yous all in the next stream. I know, next stream. My voice. I gotta